Yeah, because I'm right now in the middle of healing. Just Mystic Ground, Hosteller, Moscow.
Well, at the very least, we can go through a recap since it has been a minute, and honestly, I don't even remember everything that happened last time. So if I miss anything, you guys, poke me.
Third got punched in the face.
There was lots of punching, yes. So when we last left the party, they were tending to some final affairs in Undermareth. They had taken care of all of the various issues that they had encountered in wrong map in Elagos, or at least the majority of the issues. They had dealt with or allowed to occur and simply observed and made sure that everything was okay. The revolution, allowing the males to make use of the ascendants and thusly spread clerical powers amongst both genders, allowing the city to come into a more equal division of power. They'd also gone underground and dealt with the ancient ascendants, which were statues constructed ages ago as bulwarks against the things beyond spaces, as Marith is a world which allows many things in, but not everything, and the Great Old Ones are one of those things that are not supposed to come in. However, since Pip's master had been searching for a way in for some time, Pip, using assistance from Amalgam, found that this would be an excellent opportunity to entrap and destroy the Eldritch ones that wanted in. They set up their trap. The party was able to fight off the manifestation of Azathoth, as well as the mouthpiece of Azathoth, which, as it turns out, was our shark buddy's missing shadow, which, when you're out of space and time, it turns out you are Pip's Dark Master all along. But it's now just a shadow again, so hopefully it'll be on its best behavior. They were able to constrain Azathoth into a mortal form, entrap its infinite madness into Pip's old mindless body, and use its power as a tool to elevate the demigod Amalgam into full god status. For his role in the Assistants, Pip got a brand new body and is no longer a sex doll. And you guys tamed the portal there, as well as the portal in the High Matron's palace. So the party now has a portal to Elagos as well. The party then was content to spend the next 7 days waiting for the city to stabilize so that they can guarantee some commitment for the war against the demons. They did their best to assist the High Matrons in replacing some of the seats that went empty, as well as get some male members on the council. The male that they suggested specifically was the very same Anubis male who had been cursed by the demigoddess Farah to have infinite virility, as the largest issue confronting the Anubis are their exceedingly, compared to every other race in Marith, slow reproduction rates. So with him in a position of power, as well as utilizing his curse to the best of his ability, they will hopefully be able to get some young blood to help replace everybody that was taken by the Civic in their wars. The party also used this as an opportunity to play around with a magical item that they had gained from the Guildmaster of the Burrowers, a deck of corruptive things. They had some fun times, some bad times, transformative times, and they lost their demon buddy. And in
Oh
effort
yeah,
to
we gotta try and get Savin back.
get him back,
Yeah.
they had to endure more of the wacky things waiting in the deck, and are now at the cusp of taking a long rest, recuperating, getting all your affairs back in order, and possibly taking another shot at the deck to try to return.
No, no,
Or
no,
maybe not.
no, no, because if you remember, I said that I would try to commune with Amalgam and see if he had the freaking imprisonment spell or imprisonment spell so he could just unfuck him straight out. And after Pip got like smashed by trying to help, Nikki is gonna see if Amalgam ever answers his ass.
Okay, so I guess that's what Pip is doing then.
Yes, that was
so
what was done.
did I miss anything there?
Resolving that just for a bit.
I'd
Miss
preemptively
Boom is
leveled
fucking
Hedrah back up to
impervious.
20. When this inevitably goes badly.
Miss Boom is latex bondage non-goblin centaur that it's pretty much impervious to all forms of damage now.
You forgot the part where all of the wealth in the party got evaporated.
I have not forgotten that. I have not forgotten that at fucking all. But it's nothing we can do about right now. We just have to reaccumulate cash money.
Or we could just kill Lethice.
Yes, there's that.
Hmm.
But I can't buy potions without cash. And that's usually, unless you fuckers want to buy your own.
The good news is you are producing potions for free at your stronghold, but obviously not all the potions you might want. So,
Yes.
okay. So if that was it, then we can just pick up from there. The party had 5 more days in town, if I recall correctly.
Yes.
So Cyra had spent her time helping out the High Matrons, and as a result of her due diligence and assistance, the High Matrons offered her a gift, since you were assisting with getting a mail on the council. So they will either let you take a magical item from their vault, or you can just accept a gift of gems, in which case they've got a fairly large chest available.
Interesting.
They got several large chests available.
What kind of... What stuff is in the vault?
These are the kind of items that normally they... well, in all cases, it requires a High Matron to go into the vault to retrieve.
Oh, it's one of those objects.
Yes, that were taken and held in the storehouse. In the course of you guys doing investigations, you had discovered that many of them bore strange magical effects on them that you were not exactly familiar with, and further study might provide more information, but you guys had affairs to meet up with, so you did not have the time or resources necessary to conduct all due diligence.
Well, I mean, I would like to inspect these objects and see if there's something that Cyra would like.
Well, there's a shitload of them, so what it would come down to is you would roll like a D100, and that's what you would get.
Oh, okay. So could be something that that wouldn't really be good at all.
Potentially, yes.
I think I'll just you know what? Cyra's got a lot of magic items already. I'll take them. I'll take the money since
Okay.
I now have 0 of that.
Yes. So the chest contains 20,000 gems.
Woohoo! I'm not poor anymore.
Congratulations.
Time to spend it all on hookers and beer.
Hookers and potions.
No, I think I'll just continue helping the matrons out. And maybe I'll just look around through the shops. Oh wait, no, I had a thing written down, I think, for what I was gonna do. But I ran out of money spontaneously, so I couldn't get to do it. You dare fall down. Let's see. I'll find it and I'll look through some stuff while you guys are doing stuff with other things. Let's see.
Okay. So, Pip, you were making a little prayer to Amalgam over the course of the night, and as you are sleeping, Amalgam comes to you in a dream, asking you what further power you seek.
Oh, it's not so much I seek for the power. In his dream, Pip just sighs into his thoughts, like, we have somebody who fucking imprisoned themselves. And we need somebody to be able to throw that can cast the imprisonment spell to counter the spell of the item that locked him up.
Well, Amalgam has 2 options for you. If you feed the item to Amalgam, he can dissolve the magic, but it will dissolve all of the magic of the deck. So if you've gained anything from it, it will be removed, and the deck will no longer be available. Alternately, he can grant you a temporary boon, allowing you to cast the imprisonment spell, but it will take an investiture of your vitality to do so.
Okay, clarification of investor of vitality.
You're going to be sacrificing maximum hit points.
It's like that thing that happened with whatever Coon's character.
Yeah.
Just looks, thinks, deep sigh, and says, I wasn't aware you could have headaches in a dream. I seriously am surprised. Fine. If that's what's required to get Kara immediate back, but let's do that. God damn it.
Okay, you're willing to sacrifice maximum hit points to restore your demon buddy?
Yeah, might as well.
You fool! You could get the knoll back instead. Yes, you should have.
Okay, so Amalgam thanks you for your dedication to the party and the fight against the demons as ever, and bestows upon you the power of liberation.
Woohoo.
Boop boop. So you have gained the freedom spell, and you have lost 18 maximum hit points.
Okie dokie.
Double the spell level.
Yep.
Go. should be... Ah, there. Oh, wait. What the fuck there are so many interlinks open between the D&D sessions? Damn it.
I don't think that token has your updated level 20 hit points. You should have 203 normally, so after this, your maximum will be 185. Which is still quite respectable.
Yeah, just logging in here, so
Okay, no worries.
I could change my sheet.
So, that is what Pip is doing. Cyra, you were going to continue searching for male members, or were you going to try to help the High Matrons with their various affairs?
Well, there's still a seat that they need on the council, so
This is true.
I'm going to try and find. I'm going to visit the. I'm going to try and visit the various like houses or something, and well, not the ones that are connected. None of the ones that are connected to the people who are currently on the council. And I'm going to try and find like one of their consorts that I think would be appropriate.
Okay, so you are going to do a little exploration out and about, and this will take quite a while because you'll be going basically from household to household.
Yeah.
So this will be a longer event. While you're doing that, Miss Boom, you got anything to do in town, or are you just going to kick up your heels and grab some scrolls?
Yeah, I think, you know what? I'm going to sort through, we have 5 days, right?
Yes.
Yeah, well, wait, no, I have no money. Scribing scrolls costs money.
Oh no! You could prostitute yourself.
Yeah, I think I'm just going to whore myself out for like 2 days and see how much money that gets me, and then reevaluate after that.
Okay. Well, the good news is all of the basic stores are also brothels, so you'll be able to go around, find who needs a goblin, and see if you can't get some money. And Nikki, do you have any affairs you needed to take care of?
Not here. I'm writing this place off.
Okay.
Yeah, this place is pretty fucked.
Well, you do have a portal from here to anywhere else, so with Pip's
I'm not going to
assistance in the
abandon the
morning-
party. So
Okay. Well, I mean, it's 5 days of downtime, so you could just stay locked up in your room or spend the 5 days of
Wait.
downtime in another city if you had something to do in another city or location.
Doesn't the, do they still owe me money over at the potion place
Yes,
in, Sphinxtown?
Dias,
Yes.
Yeah, I assume.
let's take a little look-see.
I got my share back. They still owe you a bit.
I'm not sure. I might have collected it. That's why I'm asking Edge.
Yeah, but I remember.
There
I
is
was
still
paid back
12,000 remaining that you loaned them.
Okay. I'm gonna get Pip to warp me over there because then I can collect the money and use the library with half scribe time. And then
Ah,
you guys can just come pick me up.
but here's the thing. If you tell me a day and when, I can open the portal up from here and you can come back through.
All right. Well, I guess in 5 days, whenever you guys are planning on leaving.
Oh shit, no, like that. 5 fucking days.
I
Jesus
mean,
fuck,
like,
how much are you gonna...
open it up now and chunk me through, and I'll come back in 5 days when you're done in the city. Because fuck this city.
Mhm.
Yeah, well, I haven't blown this one up on you guys yet.
Meh. Yet.
Okay.
You tried.
No,
You
so,
wanted to real bad.
hey, guess who's back? Wake up, cast, and toss you out here.
Well,
Okay.
what is it
And-
happens?
Demon Buddy returns whoop, after what feels like a small eternity of just taking endless blowjobs from a self-contained, always refilling glory hole dimension.
Well, you will never guess where I just came back from. The mention
Just
of
looks at you.
infinite cowgirls, it was bestest idea I've ever had to draw from the deck.
It just looks at you, slightly, very annoyed, and he has, different from before, he has slight gray on his temples.
Hello, tiny doggy.
Okay. We're not drawing from the deck anymore.
Where is deck anyway?
I guess whoever had it last.
Nikki has it confiscated and locked up. Because there was a lot of bad things happening trying to get you out of it.
Well, that's unfortunate. Deck never did anything bad to me. All I ever saw it do was give people transformations. And then it transported me to infinite fuck dimension, but that was not the worst thing I've ever experienced. So, what have I missed in whatever amount of time I've been gone?
Well, it's been 10 years trying to get you out of there, so there's that.
Oh shit! Well, is Lethice dead?
No, it's been a literal day.
Oh,
Just don't worry.
okay. Well, that's underwhelming. Well, thank you for releasing me from interdimensional prison.
Yes. Now we got stuff to do.
Okay.
What are we supposed to be doing? I was busy.
Impregnating
Getting
little
reaccustomed.
Sphinx girl.
Are you gonna go impregnate the Sphinx girl?
No,
You're
that's
going
what
back
you
to
were
DS?
doing when I drew from deck. You were pounding Sphinx into bed. That's why I drew from deck. I was bored.
Pip just tells his head looking very confused.
Don't worry about it. He's fine. Let's.
Kelana?
Yes.
She's an Anubis.
Is she?
Yes.
Shit. I don't know which race is which. I am
Did you
huge
miss the
racist
fact
cow. Do not mind me.
that She has
Huge
2
racist
legs. She has 2 legs, not 4.
Haha. I cannot actually see people. Only tiny pictures of their head sometimes.
Ah, okay. That's much less understandable, but you do you.
Yes. Now, if it has only been a day, I shall return to Mistress Gianna and continue attempting to woo the Nubian queen, not the Sphinx queen. Yes.
Like, why were you trying to see you start walking away, start yelling at him? Why were you looking for Talana?
I don't remember. Nikki, why was we looking for Talana?
Third,
Fuck if I know. I was muted.
Well,
You wanted to talk to her about... what were we doing? What were we doing?
I think we had just come from
You were looking
Gianna's
for
place.
search.
Oh, we were
search
trying to talk to her
magical
about the weapons that went missing, because we still haven't recovered those.
Yeah.
Right.
We were going to try and talk to the Reavers we captured earlier, who had been trying to sell the weapons to try and get them to cough up who gave them the weapons in the first place.
Right, you guys were on the lookout for the trader, the one who was selling out the Anubises for money.
We'll have fun with that.
We will try. So yes, I will go find Talana.
Okay, so Nikki is going off to train with Hedrah. I guess this raises the question. Miss Boom wants to go to Dias. Nikki wants to go to Taladra. Who's going first?
Oh, can you only use like one at a time?
Pip can only open one portal per day.
Here's the thing, though. Diaz is closer to Taladra.
I'll go tomorrow. Fine.
Okay, so Miss Boom is off in Dias.
I'll be right back.
Collects her money from the glassworks and gets to work scribing scrolls. You have 5 days to scribe scrolls with, which should be plenty of time. I don't know how many scrolls you bought, but that's a lot of scrolls. Okay. King K, were you going to woo Gianna or deal with the whoever it was that stole that shit out from the Bordello of Ascension?
Well, having just come from the blowjob dimension, Kanan's libido is probably somewhat hyperactive from not getting off, so he's just going to go to Gianna first, and then we'll go deal with Talana.
Okay. So, Nikki, you got a day here, and Pip, what were you going to get up to?
Well, what's his name again? Pip is still holding his. Forgot to mention all the bad things. What's his name? Pip fills Kannan in on all the bad shit that actually went down in the meantime. AKA, everyone is broke. Secondly, he gives Kannan back his fucking staff.
Oh, thank you.
Because Pip promised to give it back.
Kanan will give Pip pats between the ears.
It's less squeaky, but more floofy.
He is not equal trade, but we'll make it work. Maybe put little clown nose on you. I am just kidding, Pip. It is good to see you back in fleshy form.
Yes, Talana seriously appreciated it.
Yes, I heard that.
Though it was less than a pleasurable afterglow, because Nikki was waiting outside and told me that you had imprisoned yourself in the deck.
Well, yes, I suppose. But, well, perhaps we will set you up on second date with Anubis, Reaver. Yes.
Well, I'm on my way there to see her now, so we'll see how this works.
Oh, well, in that case, and Kanan will vomit up the information about the weapons and stuff. See if Pip can ask her to get us in with those imprisoned Reavers.
Oh, ah, sure. Hey, Nikki, you're on this with me?
Nikki is gone.
Not yet.
Oh.
Nikki leaves tomorrow.
I guess I'm back. So I guess.
Okay, we're going on this cop style.
Okay, so King K is going to get his rocks off. Nikki and Pip, Slime and Fluff, detectives at large, going to go meet back up with Talana, who is largely just now recovering from the sex coma that Pip put her in, and gives the little sign-off seal of approval for Pip to go interview the prisoners before they are taken off for re-education. So these guys head on over, doop doop, to the sanctuary, and the other Reavers check in, see that everything is a-okay, and herald you in to where the Reavers who were willing to sell out their society for a sake at being able to start a family are being held.
Hmm. Okay. So, how they look like?
They are bound, their hands secured so they can't cast any spells, and they are all wearing fairly heavy iron collars with chains running from one to the next. Their legs are not shackled because presumably they're going to be marched to one of the outposts.
The fuck?
The fuck what?
What's up with these guys? What they do?
These are the ones that sold the city out, remember?
Hmm. Are they the ones that helped us?
No,
Okay.
these are the traitors.
Okay.
Okay, so first things first, they can't talk, they're not gagged, right?
They are not gagged.
Okay, so. And they're women, correct?
Yes, all the Reavers are female.
Okay. It walks up the side. Well, good evening, ladies. My name's Pip. Pleasure to meeting you.
Yes, we've heard of you.
Ah, nice. Hopefully all good.
Well, we'd heard you were a little bit different than this, anyway.
Oh yeah, the squeaky body. Like, yeah, I had to undergo a massive ritual to, banish an extra-dimensional evil god and have it ripped asunder to reform a new god in Nareth, who granted me a new body. But there's that.
Yes, well, that must have been a very exciting time in your life. You'll forgive me if I don't get
Oh,
exceedingly
it's okay.
excited about it, though.
It's okay. It's okay. You can hold your applause.
And is there a reason you've come here? Just to brag about your accomplishments?
No. Pip gets out, well, looks around and like pulls a foldable chair out of his robe. Just sits down. Well, we're gonna have a little discussion about, well, why you saw fit to sell out, so to speak.
And to whom? That's the big thing.
Yes, Yes, that we're getting to that.
Well, I don't know how much time you've spent in the city here, Pip, but if you wanted to be a matron, you had to have sons or brothers, a household. We all come from very large families with a lot of sisters. All our sisters got all of our brothers, and we weren't allowed to take any for ourselves, so we got thrust into the Reavers.
Okay. And you wanted families, correct?
Well, if we sold things to interested individuals, we'd have enough money to persuade some males to come on board, change a few records here and there, and we could have been matrons instead.
Ah. See, okay, that's a noble goal. That's understandable. You want to live better in life. But see, that's the part. Sold stuff. Stuff that you shouldn't be able to access. Only somebody of a higher social rank than you would have access to.
Yes, well, that wasn't really our problem. We were just the go-betweens.
Yes. Now, who would be so bold as to do just that?
Do you mean the person supplying us, or the person we were selling to?
Well, I would go with both, if you wouldn't mind.
Well, we were selling to some demon who was disguising herself as a civic, and whatever she was doing with those things wasn't really our business. She was taking them out of the city, which means she was going to use them, no doubt, on some other people. And frankly, we don't give a damn about any other races.
Yeah, that's very sad because the other races give quite a big damn about you guys.
Oh, certainly. They wage war and try to capture our males. If you're the civics, if you're the goblins, they just try to ambush and take all the seed out of them. In some cases, just capturing them entirely and hiding behind diplomatic relations. The impotent sphinxes just stay up in their roosts and do nothing the whole time. Oh yes, they care so much about us. Let's not forget all the Naga who burned down our precious library.
Think back on the Nagas, it's like, have they ever been fucking book hostiles?
Remember the Hora Naga? Burns down the library. Little stick with a marshmallow.
Oh, with the potato there, yes.
Yeah, potato, sorry.
Roasting a potato over the bonfire of a burning library.
Yeah,
Very naughty Naga.
indeed. Ah, that was a while ago as well, and its situations have been changing. Especially how everything has gone to hell with each and every one of them, and, well, things have to be cleaned up. And now we are in this little boat right here. So you're selling to the pink civic. But whom were you getting it from then?
Well, that depends. That's kind of important information. What can you give us for the for this? Can you promise that we'll be allowed to go free to start our lives as something other than Reavers?
Ah, yes, bureaucracy. Yes, the fun part of discussion. Or rather, diplomacy in this case. So let's see.
I'm not the law in this place, so I ain't gonna interfere one way or the other.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. Can I roll a persuasion to persuade them to just give up the goods?
You can try at disadvantage. You're not giving them anything, and they're bound for a fairly severe punishment, so they don't stand to gain anything by just telling you.
Well, they wouldn't lose anything by not telling either.
Yeah. I mean, why would you go out of your way to help someone when, for these guys anyway, when no one's doing anything for you and you're already up shit creek?
Ah, so can I spend inspiration to counter that disadvantage then?
Sure.
Okay. Let's see
They
if
are
I can roll
also
these.
charisma-based characters, however, so your DC for this is going to be 25.
Ooh, that's a painful one. That is indeed a powerful one. Okay. That is a painful one. Ponder. So, you want less harsh punishment, or rather you want a plea bargain?
Yeah, that's the idea.
Very well. I'll go have a little talk and let's see what we can do.
Okay, so you're going to leave them and head back to the rest of the Reavers and try to discuss letting these guys off with a lighter punishment in exchange for information.
Yeah, just a slight lighter. It's still lighter.
Well, one of the Reavers there will tell you that basically this group is going to be divided up randomly, half taken to the northern outpost, half to the southern outpost, and while there, they're going to be put through some fairly rigorous retraining, which is going to involve a variety of demeaning and taxing tasks, as well as regular rededication to the ancient ascendants and subjugation to the entirety of the outpost, including the males in training, which back in the day was quite a humiliating experience for a female to endure, but obviously in this brave new world will most likely be something that people will have to deal with because it's no longer a one-directional usage chain.
Very well. And so that's their normal punishment. Now, how can we make it less?
Well, the Reavers are interested in why you want to get this information out of them. What do you stand to gain?
Well, for A, if we get the information, we can nail down a high traitor. A
The
traitor
Reavers,
among the high matrons.
the Reavers ask you if you have any suspicions going in here. Do you honestly believe one of the High Matrons could have been responsible for this?
Given the fact that the artifacts are, well, I would say level locked, but security required to, if I was told, were required by a high matron.
Well,
The
they
stuff
admit
that was sold off wasn't exactly your garden variety, but vault based.
They will admit that that is certainly an important task. If one of the high matrons was willing to sell out the city to demons, they certainly have to be exposed. But the Reavers here are no less guilty of that kind of a crime. So they are curious to know, what do you think would be a reasonable amendment to their punishment?
Well, they only wanted to start a family. The matron themselves and all that stuff. So, in other words, they were they were shafted out of future life, and they were thrust upon where are now due to circumstances. So, would you have done the same in their stead if you felt that you were wronged?
Well, on the one hand, yes, that is sad, and hopefully in the new society, women who do not have brothers or sons to take on as members of their household will not be forced into the Reavers. But on the other hand, the Reavers are the front line for the Anubis society against monsters and aggressive civilizations. So once you've made a commitment to it, whether it was willing or not, you have to be held to a higher standard.
Yes. Now here's the question. How long does the normal punishments like retraining take?
Normally around 3 months.
Would you say that extending it by limiting the amount they do to 6 months instead? Instead of being grueling and everything like that, at least pace it out better.
Keep them in retraining for twice as long, but give them some degree of rest. That
Yes.
could work as a compromise. They would still be serving their time, and indeed double their time, but they would not be as put upon.
Yeah.
Go ahead and make
Same
a
amount of.
persuasion check with
Well,
advantage.
Okay, let's see.
Okay, yeah. The Reavers are willing to agree to that.
Mhm. Okay.
So back down to the traders, and you relate the details of your bargain. So go ahead and make a persuasion check there at just flat out to see if they are willing to accept serving
Oh,
twice as
good.
long, but slightly less terrible.
Good. This one kind of inspiration go on, so. $28.
Okay. And yeah, they're not super thrilled by it, but they had heard that the retraining is quite brutal, so any assurance that that will be toned down will help put their minds at ease a little bit. They glance around, they confirm that it's just the two of you there. They tell you that this is kind of a big secret, so you should probably act on it immediately, or at the very least, don't tell anyone else. The more people who know it, the more likely it is that people will be coming after you, because they don't think that this High Matron has any compunctions about doing some nasty stuff. And they explained that the one who was providing the weapons to them for sale to the demons was none other than High Matron Abella.
That's the one
Which
that's all
one was
about
she?
getting the fat money.
Yes.
Figured as much.
Ah, fucker.
What you suspected,
Ah.
but now you have testimonial fingering her.
Evidence.
Shock.
Yes.
Aw.
We'll finger her.
Mm.
Ah.
Oh, yes, this is gonna feel great for some people. A psychic night, psychic link with Nikki, and you're like, oh, this is gonna be good. This is gonna be so good. I know you've been itching. So, how about we get Kannan and go in there with these nice big shivering green and nail the bitch?
I guess. I got another day before I can leave, so.
Hey, it
I
will be a
feel like
highlight.
we might want to have the whole party together.
We'll have to wait 5 days then.
Well, minus Miss Boom if need be, because yeah, it needs to be soon. But
Fuck y'all.
Yeah, so
well, you left.
We were specifically told we were doing downtime.
Yeah, doing little mini quests is downtime. This is a mini quest.
It's a mini quest. You don't need the whole party. You
well,
can go get bad ended yourself.
Yeah, and then me
Okay,
and
well.
Nikki will kill Lethice.
Yeah.
yeah. So,
High
well then,
five.
Whoosh.
time to go collect the shark and the cow.
Moo.
The
Okay.
bull.
Kannan it was doing his best to throw woo, and Cyra was doing some interviews, but none of them are terribly engaged, so they will be able to join you on your accusatory mission as you head to the Bordello of Ascension. Doop, doop.
This benefits me a great deal, so I will happily come
The
by.
High Matrons and the new High Patron are all in attendance. They're discussing matters of the city and trying to get Sydney up to speed on what must be done as part of running the Anubis people. And they see the party enter. They turn to regard you with a degree of exhaustion from being pretty much at work tirelessly for the last week or so, but they are nevertheless in good humor and ask you, specifically Cyra, if you have found any additional candidates for the council.
Well, I've been talking to people, and I think I'm making a list of final candidates. But I have more work to do in order to finalize the list.
Yes, and it would seem that soon a new spot is gonna be in need of a filling.
Gianna asks you what you mean.
Well, if you remember, there was a little deal of finding who were selling out the weapons, correct?
All those artifacts and relics that your people store down below.
Khalifa leans forward. Yes, go on.
Ah. So
We know who done it.
have them. Yep, we indeed do.
She looks satisfied and turns around to regard each of her companions with a cold glare. And who was responsible?
It does magic hand and then puts it right above Abella.
Ta-da! The high matrons gasp as they all turn to regard Abella. She scoffs and waves a dismissive hand. And what proof do you have?
Oh, testimonies.
Uh-huh.
Testimonies from whom? You just paid someone to finger me?
No,
Nikki will
given the
waggle
fact
her
that you will
eyebrows.
probably
Mention of fingering
you
her.
will probably charge ludicrous amounts for somebody to finger you in the first place, but no. No, these are from the people that were selling that.
The other high matrons look amongst themselves. The Reavers that were captured?
Yes.
They turn to Abella. But why? Why would you sell our treasures to demons?
Money.
Bella sort of recoils as Cyra is flying up towards her. Get back.
Settle down, Cyra.
I just don't want
That's
someone running away.
Listen, all right, fine. Yes, I coordinated the sale. But listen, it was for the good of the city. I was gathering those funds to deal with our enemies, the civics. We didn't need those things down below anyway. Almost all of them are cursed regardless. Khalifa nods her head and fixes her gaze on Abella with hatred in her eyes. And how do you know they were cursed? Khalifa looks for help from anybody.
And none comes.
None comes. Nobody loves Abella.
Nope.
Listen,
She's the worst one.
it was simple, all right? We send some items out with some scouts, and every time we send scouts out, they get captured by the civics, they get turned into civics, and then the items get used against us. It was a very simple plan. We just put curses on all the items, so then when the civics get them, they get hit by the curses, and they turn
Oh.
amongst themselves.
Except
Right.
that's what
So you're-
caused your mate to go murder us. And
Well, Khalifa's mate.
Yes, Khalifa's mate. That's who he's
Yes.
talking to.
And that's why Khalifa is so furious. She gets
So
up from her
that's
podium
how it happened.
and stalks over to Abella's. Cyra, you're right nearby. Make a perception check.
She's
Oh,
gonna shank.
somebody's gonna get shanked.
Someone's gonna get shanked. Perception.
Oh,
21.
Yes, Khalifa has a small dagger palmed in one of her hands as she approaches.
oh no! Oh no!
I'm gonna
no.
grab Abella by the waist and I'm going to hoist her up and flap into the air.
Khalifa lets out a cry of dismay. Put her down. She has to face punishment for this.
And she
she'll face
will.
punishment.
By
But I
your
don't know if
loss,
that's the right
remember.
kind.
You've served admirably and done everything you possibly could to assist our people, and for that we are eternally grateful. We will fight your wars for you, and we'll do whatever we can to assist you. But I can't let this one live. She willingly allowed my mate, my beloved, my son, march off to war with cursed items. Drove him mad. He turned against us. He turned into a murdering monster. And then he was slain and buried in an unmarked grave somewhere on the surface. She has to be put down like the monster she is.
Kannan shrugs.
I
I
mean-
can't deny that the agony that she caused you is unmeasurable. But just ending her like that,
Do you want to become a murdering monster as well?
Let her face the block, your land.
What do the
Face the
others
law,
say?
let-
What do the other matrons say?
Jasmine thinks that she should not be killed. She should face judgment because that's what they're all about. And also,
Yeah.
death is icky and bad, and people should really learn to get along better. Gianna is uncertain. She certainly feels for the wrong done against Khalifa, and she could certainly see, and if roles were reversed, she would want some kind of vengeance. But she also understands that this is the worst possible time to resort to mob justice. And Visir believes that the ends generally justify the means, and as a result, if Khalifa truly deserves this and she's willing to take the burden on her own soul, then the High Matron should not stand in their way. So they're pretty split amongst them. So how does the party feel?
Then I asked Khalifa,
Justice. Like,
you want her?
go for the law.
Yeah, I would go with the law, but strip her of everything. Make her suffer.
Of course, she's gonna be
Don't kill her.
taking stuff away.
I don't condone torture, but obviously she has no
It's
right
not
to her.
torture.
You said make her suffer, so...
Yes.
The thing she loves most is money, so they call her money. She suffers.
Take away all her comforts, all her luxuries, what she craves, what all she desires, and turn
All
it
the things
against
that
her.
she's worked for.
Abella looks crestfallen at this and has a greater sense of horror on her face than when Khalifa was coming at her with a knife.
She works for nothing because she will be worth nothing. She will never own a single item other than probably some scraps.
Okay.
Or,
I guess
mean,
let's have the party make a
Hmm.
persuasion or intimidation
Okay.
or what have you, your related
Let's see.
charisma skill check to try
I got a
to
12.
calm Khalifa's bloodlust.
I had a
Okay, I have
nice
12
little.
on persuade.
Well, hang on
yeah.
a second. Hang on a second. I had a fun little deal worked out with her about with the other matron. How about why don't we send her off to serve that purpose as well?
What are you talking about?
The other matron. Oh, never mind. Oh, you know about that, right?
No, all of Cyra's secret dealings have been kept exclusively to Cyra.
Well, Cyra hasn't really been met up with the party a whole lot during these shenanigans either. Everyone was so busy with the deck of cards.
This is true.
You know what? Never mind. Yeah, sure. Make her work for it.
Okay, but here's a question. What's your intimidation?
Very
Plus... Well, what's very high? Is that higher than a 12?
high. Plus 18.
Holy shit.
Ooh, nice. Well, intimidation with advantage. Come on.
I already have that.
Scary shark fangs.
I'm very scary,
Yeah.
Shark.
Spoopy shark.
37.
20. Oh yeah, 37.
Fuck.
I'm corrupted and have advantage on charisma checks. Just
All right. Khalifa will throw down her knife, turn away from the matrons in the party, and say that you can consider her task complete. She will support you in your efforts for war, but she has had enough of this council for the time being, and she storms out.
I'll have a talk with her. I think I might be able to cheer her up a bit before I get back to work.
Yes, and I just looks at the rest. Which one has it was Yana that was been our closest ally in this so far?
Gianna's a champ.
Gianna is
Yeah.
the ally who has been the closest to you the entire time. Vasir is all about helping you guys out because you guys ended up siding with them in the revolution.
Yes.
So she's on your side now. But yes, Gianna's been on your side since day one.
Yes. Gianna, I think it's time to divvy up a household. And like Pip just unbuckles, or rather takes an earring away from Abella, and I think it's time to divvy up everything else she owns.
Well, they'll have to send people into her palace to take a full stock of the wealth that she has accumulated over the course of her tenure as a high matron. But she suspects that there will be no end to the bounty therein.
Not from someone like her.
Yes.
She does think, however, that it wouldn't be right to put her entire household out. So it might be best to treat her as if she had ascended without allowing her to undergo the honor of the ritual, and transfer the majority of her house's holdings to her children and let them make the appropriate arrangements, as well as taking a sizable portion as compensation for the wrongdoings that the High Matron committed against the nation.
Yes. Even if it's very personal for Khalifa, I think Abella here has a long life of not servitude. What's that? Pip puts a paw on his lip. It's like, what is that name? All right, non-profitable future endeavors.
Abella
Isn't that
wails in
great,
dismay. Anything but that.
So yeah, and Pip gives Gianna a psychic message like, oh, by the way, we're pretty broke. Cash would be good. Really good.
Just make that check out to cash, thanks.
Yeah. So like, some cash would be, but it mentions like it's flat fucking broke. Like, some money would be good, and he's very hungry.
Yes. All right. So they will attend to divvying that out, but for the time being, they will take whatever she had on her and spread it out to the party as recognition for your deeds. And since Abella loves to deck herself out in jewels, jewelry, gold, and gems, the sum total of everything of wealth that has been stripped from her gives the party an additional 40,000 gems worth of material.
To
So
JV
40.
to split up.
Yeah.
Wait, a
so
total of
that's
40,000?
the-
Total of
It's
40,000.
Okay, so
It's what, 750-ish each?
8,000.
No, it's
8,000 each. Okay.
oh yeah. Kannan can hold on to Miss Boom's share until she
Yoki.
gets back. Yay! I don't have a big zero in cash anymore.
Hooray!
Okay.
And at the end of the 5 days, they will have taken the stock of Matron Abella's palace and see to it that she has everything of note stripped from her and either divvied up amongst the party, amongst the city of Elagos, or amongst her children.
Yeah, three-way split sounds good. Kids, city, party.
We'll do it 60, 20, 20. I'm in favor of the party. Okay, so they are going to...
Okay.
That was a joke. They're going to take Abella into custody and see to it that she finds some honest work as a wage slave. And they regret, however, that now they have 2 spots open. So Cyra has twice as much work to do.
Well, that just means the top 2 on my list will get in instead of just the top 1, I suppose.
Hooray!
Also, I suppose I should interview those 2 that you had been prospecting in the first place. I'll make sure to stop off with those 2 and talk to them as well.
Yes, Matron
Well,
Tara Patrick and Matron Anissa.
Tara and what was her name?
Anissa and Tara. They're
Tara
up at the
and
top
Anissa. I will go and speak to them.
there.
you're
Okay.
not alone in this, and I shall accompany you because I'm in a great mood.
Really?
Okay. This is, the interview stuff is going to take the rest of the week, so that's what Cyra's locking in on. So is that what you'd like to do also, Pip?
Well, Talana is pretty much just knocked up, so Branch can walk.
Okay, so you're going to give her a little bit of time to recuperate before you set back, lower the plow.
Mhm.
All right. After the following day, Nikki's going to go off to Taladra to train, and Kannan is going to go back to romancing the Anubis. Yes?
David?
Sounds about right, yeah.
Okay. There was one last task the High Matrons asked of you. Jasmine asked you to acquire 10 races that she did not
Oh,
already
yeah.
have,
Mm.
or 1 broken demon.
Well, we have a broken demon, so let's just toss
we?
that to it. Yeah, the civic bitch.
Oh yeah. Well, she's not broken, is
Yeah.
she?
Yeah, but she's not.
If
she's-
she ain't, I can
Isn't-
fix that.
Isn't this the one that was buying? This is the one that was buying all that
Yes.
stuff too, right? Hey, so who were you going to do it? What were you going to do with all these weapons and objects?
Well, Alana has not been broken yet, so she can't answer that. So you take some time pressing her for answers, and she explains that she was hired by a weird goblin out in the mountains who had an interest in curses,
God damn
and
it.
the goblin was going
God
to
damn
take
it.
the
Yeah,
curses
yeah.
off.
God damn it, Seraph.
Seraph just loves cursing people.
She really does.
Yeah.
She likes.
Can't help
Oh,
She
herself.
loves curses.
Fucking Cyra, Kannan, and Pip is just face bombing saying Sarah.
Alright, well, whatever.
Well, the good news is it wasn't going to Lethice's army. The bad news is, yeah, it's still not a great idea to let Seraph
not
get
a
a
good
ton of
idea.
extra curses. So
Yeah.
No.
So, well, so she's not broken. I suppose we could do something to fix that.
well, all of you
Wait,
guys have
have
options to break a subdued prisoner here. Pip can do the Eldritch route. Cyra can do the Sharkdom route. Nikki can go total all the way
No.
through Gooflation, and King K is a
Nikki's not
demon
here.
himself. Oh wait, well this is I guess same day still.
It's the
I'll
same thing?
I'll handle breaking her. Don't worry, guys.
Okay, but here's the
never
question.
get
Oh,
to.
if you want to, go ahead. I was gonna let
I
you up to
never
do other
get
things.
to.
By all means,
Okay,
friendo.
but here's the
Feel free.
question. Was she gonna fuck the demon, or is she gonna just study that? That's the question.
She has not told you one way or the other, but She seems to have an interest in collecting harems of exotic creatures. So you assume
Oh.
there's probably going to be some kind of sex involved, but obviously she is a very fancy lady, and there's a lot of different ways to have sex. So
There is. Wait, out of character. There is that Anubi demon.
yeah, but you guys don't know where he is.
We don't know about
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, nobody knows, and nobody ever
Yeah,
will.
like, that's what I say out of character.
None must know King K's secret shame.
Yeah, I should probably go shank that guy or something at some point, but
Or we should try and track that guy down and just, put a bag over his head and make him appear in like a desert somewhere.
yeah,
No,
well,
or,
I'll
like, put shank
with
him
that
and
later.
bury him in armor grave.
Anyway, in the meantime, yeah, we should just break this civic demon.
Well, Lyra, she
Okay.
is all flourish. Yours.
Finally, I get a chance to do this. I'll pause. No one's gonna start getting uppity and upset with me about this, right?
Nope.
I don't know. Go ahead.
I don't want to hear any complaints about the big mean shark.
Oh, big mean shark is breaking in evil waifus. Oh no.
Well, okay. Counterpoint. Will you be complaining about Pip then?
About what?
Complaining on Pip then?
Well, it depends entirely on what you do. As long as you don't, ruffle my feathers, I won't ruffle yours.
Pip hasn't done that. I hasn't ruffled Cyra's feathers or scales. But you get feathers with the cloak, don't you?
Yes.
Anyway.
All right, I will take a break from interviews to break the demon. Mind break the demon.
Okay. Any special way you'd like to do it?
Let's see. What? I think a combination.
Full on the thrusting.
I think a combination of intimidation while fucking and just relentless effort, plus dosing her with fuck drafts to put her into constant, like, unending heat cycles while I do this will do pretty good.
Okay. Sounds good. Well, you are on epic level Shark Dom, so I'm not even gonna have to have you roll on that, because given time and opportunity, you can pretty much have your way with just about anybody you can get your mitts on.
Okay.
Obviously, she's already a demon, so no soul comes out. But by the time you're done with her, she is just about as subservient and breed hungry as you could ask for.
Shame I can't keep her, and shame she's a demon. But oh well. I'll take back my. I will only now take back my magic restraints and take her and give her arms and legs back. Those are mine.
Okay.
This whole time she's just been a torso.
Yes.
And then I'll give her to the High Matron when I'm done with her.
Implements of the Fuck Nugget are returned to you for later use.
Yes.
Okay.
And
So
while I'm talking to giving this demon over to the High Matrons, I'm going to talk to them about, hey, so like I had a deal worked out with Sabella, and where she, with the other High Matron that we, that you guys kicked out. So she's no longer gonna get any of the proceeds from that, right?
Sorry, you were asking who's not getting proceeds for what?
Well, last time, the other High Matron had, during the rebellion, had snuck out, broken all of the civics out of their holding cages, and proceeded to beg them to turn her into a civic. And they were going to run off with her to their country as a prisoner of war. And Cyra spent the whole day tracking her down and recaptured her and brought her before the High Matrons and told them what the fuck she was doing. And they kicked her out of the High Matrons, out of her slot.
Yes.
And the deal that was made was that I don't remember what her name was now. It was
That would have been High Matron Tanaka.
Tanaka. Tanaka was to be put in a stockade and used as a stress relief, as a payable stress relief for the Anubis males that were well dissatisfied with how things had been run so far.
Yes.
And that in exchange that she would get all the proceeds up until 100,000 were collected. That was our deal to get her allegiance. But now that she's no longer High Matron, we don't need her allegiance anymore. And is being stripped of all of her wealth and things. What is going to happen with the deal regarding Tanaka?
Well, she made a deal with you originally, so they're willing to honor that deal. They will, as agreed, collect the appropriate sum, and after that point, they will arrange for the remainder of the funds to be accumulated for you when next you return to the city.
Okay. That sounds good. Sounds fair to me. All right.
Okay. And that completes the last of the High Matron tasks. So you have accomplished that.
If you wanted, you could put a Bella in the stocks as well, and give Tanaka some company.
No, that wouldn't work. Remember, she was to be hidden away.
What? They're not just gonna dump her in a cell somewhere and leave her to rot.
No, she was gonna do non-profit work. Remember? And
Yeah, this is
the
non-profit
family,
for
and
her work.
No, but remember, she was supposed to have undergone, like the whole ascension thing about.
I don't know about that. I don't know.
Yeah, as much as it sucks, as much as I would have wanted to have infinite money, it was not gonna work that way. Sorry.
Well, all right, whatever. All right, I guess that. All right, well, that's all the. See, this is just the interviews and installing new people into the matron hood, and then we're done. I think.
Okay. So Pip and Cyra are going to be interviewing people. Kannan is doing Gianna, Nikki is feat training, and Miss Boom is scribing. Unless anyone had anything else they wanted to take care of, we'll just fast forward to the end there.
If there's any extra time, I would like to take Cassie, the elf that I've been wooing, out on some dates in the city, and plow her as well, and
Okay.
maybe get her something nice now that I've got a bunch of money. Maybe some nice jewelry to go along with that nice golden silk dress she has.
Well, the wealth that the 8,000 gems worth of wealth that you got from Abella was all in the forms of jewels and jewelry. So you can just give however much of that you want to her, rather than cashing it in for smaller denominations.
I'll give her. I'll give my. I'll give my elf like. Oh, let's just chop 1,000 off of that and just deck her out in gold and jewelry, make her all pretty.
Okay, you shower your elf with all manner of.
And she's an elf,
Gold.
so she loves gold and stuff. So.
She loves French fries. She's okay with gold.
Well, I mean, if she
Good.
likes that, I'll have to see if I can find some
Yes.
for my.
Okay, so Pip and Cyra, we'll go ahead and have you do a skill challenge to see if you can find some good candidates there. So, if you are trained in the skill, you can lend assistance to the other person, or the
Okay.
two of you can just make your own individual checks, and we can go with whoever has the higher.
All right.
So first off, the party or the two of you are going to check on the two original candidates, which
Yes.
are going to be Tara and Anissa. And both of them were quite keen on securing a position on the High Matron's Council, but both of them had individual tasks that they wanted to accomplish to demonstrate their worth to the Anubis people. So go ahead and make persuasion checks to try to eke out of them the essence of their plan.
Okay,
I
do you
have
want
that
to give me
trained.
advantage?
Sure.
I have that trained very well. Thank you.
You're probably more. You're more. Was it persuade?
28.
Yeah. You're about the same. So yeah, 28.
Okay, yes, indeed, and that advantage counted for quite a bit there. My goodness.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, after talking with them, they are willing to own up to it. High Matron Anissa had heard that in the caverns to the west, there was a gem wyvern of surpassing size and age. She was going to capture that and harvest it for its vast wealth to aid the Anubis people so that they could have enough liquid capital to trade with the other buried nations and create a more diplomatic relationship between them based on mercantilism rather than just sheer force of arms. Matron Tara had wanted to, she had heard rumors of a strange creature, apparently made of gold, that traveled around, that could be made into weapons and armor. And she was going to send people out to capture
Oops.
that, turn it into armor, and outfit all of the soldiers and reavers with arms and equipment to make them far more
Wow.
durable in the front lines.
Yeah,
Well, I could clear that one right
Yeah.
away.
yeah, that's I'm sorry, you're gonna have to make some other way.
Why is that?
The Goo Girl, remember?
I know.
Yeah, so she's
What about
gonna
her?
have to figure out. Yeah, but her mission was to take the goo and make it into weapons. and
Yeah,
armor.
that's what she was made
Yeah, that's
for.
not. Oh well, she's sentient. Oh, it's not. No, she's not sentient.
Barely.
She's aware.
Yeah,
Jeez.
aware of how much she wants to eat everybody.
The Sun Gold Mother is more sentient the more of her is in one place. when you piece her out into smaller bits, they have some slight awareness, but not enough to be reasonably qualified as sentient.
That wasn't a sun gold mother.
Well, I'm just saying that armor was pretty nice, and upgrading our forces with sun gold weapons and armor would be pretty nice in this final encounter. And the sun gold mother kind of wanted to eat everybody she came in contact with to make more of herself. Not really the nicest creature to have running around.
True, but Dick subdued her. Just looks at
Yeah.
Sarah's crush.
Are we supposed to just keep her dicked up forever?
They're worse fates, but well, if you think that would, if what was that? Who was that with the yes?
I think that was Fen.
Well, that's from a
mystery.
Miss Bloom's perspective.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
But anyway, so you're indeed correct. Well, if you think that that would be good,
It would be a short-term boon.
yeah. And then after everything is done, just toss it back and then, like teach her to be, normal, give her a core. How would you give a golden goo a core?
Who knows? She turns everything she touches into more golden goo. Who knows what would happen if you put a core in her?
You would have to have Nikki's experience in such things to have any reasonable clue about this, but unfortunately, Nikki is busy training.
Yes. And Nikki will be properly trained. So, hand plan.
The next step then is for you guys to make an insight check to see if either of these two are actually worthy candidates before you provide them with the materials that they would need to make a reasonable bid for High Matronhood.
Insight.
I
Insight.
am not trained in insight.
Neither am I. I have a 5 in it.
Both of you
Well,
make insight checks, and let's see who gets the higher.
What did you say?
We'll both make them, and whoever gets the higher one we'll go with.
8 or 12. Okay.
Roll for shit.
You're not
Yeah.
sure whether they're giving you lip service and they aren't exactly as qualified as they make it out, or that they are reasonable candidates and you simply haven't been dealing with the Anubis long enough to have a fair shakedown, so you
Wonder
don't
if
really
I
have a
could-
good handle on that.
I wonder if I could intimidate them into being more honest, or to make sure they're honest.
Um,
Scare tactics.
Hey, you can go like, oh, sorry. It sounds like you weren't totally honest. I couldn't hear you over all these muscles. Better speak up.
And all these teeth.
ears are located inside of her mouth. You have to speak through the teeth. Well, if that's what you'd like to do, you can attempt to make an intimidate check to try to get a better read on them when they are afraid.
Taken off of, put on their
Pip, do
butts.
you have a proficiency in intimidation?
Cyra has, yes. So do Pip. And she has natural advantage on it.
Okay.
Cyra?
Yeah,
scary.
so like I'll just loom over them and just, put an arm over them and lean down and make sure they can feel my breath on their face, and I'll get a good look at all my teeth. And so let me just repeat that again, please, for me one more time, and just so I can get the real true picture of your commitment to this.
Okay. You make it clear that you've taken down one High Matron before and don't have any problem, well, at least one High Matron before, and don't have any particular problems taking down more of them if they don't have the best interests of the Anubis people at heart. And they go on to explain that yes, they very much do have the best interest of the Anubis at heart, and they only want the best for their people as well as for their houses, of course. So the question then becomes, are you going to assist them, either of them, both of them, or one or the other with their task? You can render the Sun Gold Mother to Terra, and that would require a either animal handling or persuasion check to keep it docile long enough to parcel it out into weapons and armor, or go back to the progenitor gem wyvern and make a diplomacy check with the stone spawn, or simply make raw, basically just steal the progenitor worm in a series of athletics and acrobatics and intimidation and the like.
I mean, we could do both.
You can do
And-
both if you wish.
I am very good at athletics, acrobatics, and intimidation.
The question is, do you want to push 2 more females onto the High Matronhood, or did you want
That's
to find
true.
another male?
That's true. There's 2 slots left.
2 slots.
I mean, I would like to do both, but we really should get at least one more male on the council.
Well,
So-
Terra is all for going to war. Anissa is
Yeah.
more for the diplomatic trade perspective. So which
Hmm.
one either do you think would support your interests best, or which one would serve the interest of the Anubis people best?
Well, our interest is the war one, obviously, and the other one would, and the Anubis would benefit more from the merchantism. Hmm. I really want to do both of them because they would both benefit us, and it would benefit the
Oh.
Anubises in the long run.
Okay. Hey, how about this?
Hmm?
How about one that supports both the war and the Nudist people?
Oh, like
Talana.
what? Huh?
Talana, the Reaver.
She's a Reaver. I don't think she can't
Yes.
become a matron
Why not?
because
Yeah,
that's
you have
not
to
how
have
it
a
works.
household. You have to have a household to be a matron, and Reavers have sworn an oath to not take husbands.
Yes. To be
That's
a
it. What are
matron,
they?
but
It's
you-
called the
there's a-
blackout. The Oath of Black.
Kind of, sure.
Hmm.
They're allowed to have
But this is
you know, sex all the time. They just can't establish a household and take their children as their mates and what have you.
yeah, but high matrons, that's not a requirement because there's a high patron.
Well,
Well,
he's a
they're
high,
in-
And she
but
would. Here's
we
the
actually
thing, though.
worked out a
She
thing
would be the
about that.
represent. Yeah, but here's the thing. She would be the most optimal representation of the security of the newbie people because that's what they work as. That's what they do.
Okay, well that is Pip's proposal. Cyra, thoughts?
Hmm. Well, she's not.
She
Well,
has no, think about it.
she's-
There's no way to what's it called? She can't be undermined, and she can't be bribed or threatened like that because she doesn't have a household. So
you
not
need
they
to have a
can't you can't
household.
leverage every. Yeah, but that's the thing. Does a high matron need to have a household?
Yes, that's kind of the point.
No, that's a matron to become a matron, but not a high matron. Nobody
Well,
said anything about that.
actually, they made a big stink about it when I put the Sydney on the council. They made a big stink about him not having a household, and I
Yeah,
came up with
because they
this.
were yeah, because they were matrons, the matron mentality. They made us think about it, but it's not a fucking requirement.
They made it a requirement for him, so I would imagine it's a requirement for everybody.
But that's still one of the best candidates straight out for all our
Unfortunately, she's
bases.
a reaver, so we can't really go with her. No.
But we can propose it for them.
I mean, you
It can be
could.
proposed, and then, yeah, we can propose it, and then we can see about convincing them. But we get other things, we get other candidates to go through, don't we?
Well, these two, and then we have to interview a bunch of consorts from various houses on who would be a good male to be on the council. It's too bad there's not. It's too bad there isn't another spot. That way we could do these two, both of them, and find one other guy.
I never got to propose my thing.
Oh, go on.
I was gonna go to the council and propose one of them turns themselves into a dude. They could be like, haha, see, we're inclusive. And I still have the power.
Well, actually, we'll do that now then, and say that you were doing that before you left for Taladra. And I'd say that calls for a skill challenge there. So have Nikki start off posing to the High Matrons that one of them reverses their gender in order to indicate that they have greater understanding for the previously domesticated male gender. So, go ahead and either make an insight check to try to determine which one of them might be susceptible to it, or a persuasion check to address the whole group and see if anyone comes forward.
Persuasion's my better, so
Yeah.
I
Do you
feel
want
like
assistance on that?
boom shakalaka.
Hey, big crit. 2
I
successes.
feel like yeah, it just expands your power base and you don't have to give up any of your power. So it's a win-win.
Okay. You address the whole collection of them. Gianna would want to speak to her consort Core first and see how he would feel about it. Jasmine is interested in the thought since she has experienced so many different creatures, but going from the other side, it might be brand new and exciting. Khalifa is out for the day, so no talking to her. And Vesir is willing to undertake whatever compromise she has to in order to secure peace amongst the Anubis races. So you have a few candidates there. Seems like Jasmine and Vasir are the most willing. How would you like to proceed from here?
Jasmine is the sex one.
Yes, the one who wants a gigantic harem of all kinds of everything.
Right. It's up to them. I'm just proposing the option. Any of them do decide to
Jasmine,
get. Yeah, I'd lean towards Jasmine myself, like
yeah,
out of
she
character.
hasn't taken one for the team yet.
And also
and
out of character, I really don't care for Vasir anymore. After that whole debacle.
yeah, but yeah,
So yeah,
she's on our. Jasmine would be better off because she would fucking enjoy a deck and fucking enjoy with a deck.
Okay, so you can
Oh,
either make a deception to just talk up all the benefits of having the male experience and leave all the downsides out, just to try to push her into siding with you right off the bat, or you can go for a performance check to try to just show her all the advantages apparent, or you could push your luck with another persuasion check, but you get the impression that this is a more sensitive issue, so you'd be doing so with disadvantage.
Well,
my deception's
it just
bad.
happened that. Here's the thing. Pip is good at deception, and he has a deck. He has a lot of experience using said deck. Eyebrow waggle.
Yeah, I'm not good at deception. I'm not good at performance. I would like to show her, hands-on the benefits of having a dick, but
Well, she has plenty of experience on the receiving end. You'd have to show her the...
right. I could wear her as a suit, or she could wear me as a suit, and then just like jack off my own dick.
Okay, I'd
Get a
let you do that
feel for-
as a... I would say probably an acrobatics check, because you would have to be applying internal pressures on her as you are experiencing them.
Sure.
Can I use deception as well to talk it up?
Well, this is Naya's
Keep
skill
her up.
challenge. So
Yeah.
the party can assist Naya, but can't take things over.
Nikki.
Yeah, sorry, Nikki, not Naya.
Nikaya.
Nikaya.
To get fused and get that other corruption path. Alright. Acrobatics, I can do that, sort of.
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
trained in it, so you get advantage.
Okay. Bark, bark. Not terrible. Not terrible.
Normally you're riding around in a suit of goo armor, but you get to play the opposite role this time and be worn as goo armor, using a little bit of inspiration from the rest of your party. You're able to provide a reasonable example of the kind of things she would expect on the other side. She seems to be slowly winning over to that point. She's somewhat concerned, however, because if she changes, she's worried that her preferences could change. At the moment, she can go pretty much all the time, all night long, and she's heard or seen in many cases that males pretty much tire out after 1 to 3 goes. And she would hate to think that her all-night endeavors would be cut short so quickly.
Oh, oh, oh.
So how would you like to put her mind at ease?
Hmm. I mean, obviously, you got things like lust drafts that can keep you going. For people like me, though, I mean, we can just keep going forever and ever and ever. Mostly.
Yes, but she would like to stay in Anubis. She doesn't really want to change.
Right.
You could make a survival check to try to explain how to suppress the impulse that would normally shut you down. The dry orgasm that prevents a refractory period from engaging.
Yeah.
You could also try a medicine check to recommend a variety of potions and tinctures that would allow her to increase her endurance, or at the very least compensate on a short-term period.
What was the skill check for the first one? The dry orgasm?
Survival or medicine.
Survival's my better one. I will teach her the magic of the dry orgasm.
Bark, 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 bark. Oh,
Yep.
puppy
And
survival.
I'll tell her, the good thing about that is, really gets you built up, and when you actually finally pop, it's one man bukkake.
Okay, and finally then, she isn't sure what the best route to undertake this might be. If you have the potions on you, you can count an automatic success. Otherwise, you'd have to make a nature or a
produce
medicine check.
Blue egg.
You have a blue egg.
I have one on it.
Okay, so automatic success. That's 5 successes. So successful skill challenge. Good job. And the party now has Jasmine, the male newest patron now. So there are now 2 males on the council.
I would volunteer to help her break her new body in.
Okay, and he will now gladly accept. So Nikki, go ahead and get inspiration.
Yeah.
You done did it.
Hey,
I got us another
Congratulations.
male on the council.
Okay, and now we will flash back to Cyra and Pip, or their skill challenge already in progress. They have 2 successes, 1 failure, and they were trying to fill the remaining 2 spots. They have 2 candidates here. Pip was trying to push for Talana on the council, but that might take a variety of different checks in order to make, or you could just make the checks necessary to fulfill these 2 and push them on the council to get this done quickly. So, would you like to try for a Reaver representation on the High Matrons, or just stock it up with the low-hanging fruit?
I'd go with Reaver. I want to try the Reaver because they are neutral. They are effectively the best ones for the city.
Okay, Cyra, you all right with that?
Kinathis?
Well, when you put it like that and have them and call them low-hanging fruit, well, gee.
I mean, these are the people who were already primed and prepped for
Right.
review, so they're the most well regarded and most trained to step into a position of rulership.
Right. Whereas Talana has 0 experience.
Well, she was like the
Yeah.
assistant overseer for the Southern Reaver
Well,
outpost,
Right.
but yes, not
This
like
is
it's
this is a
much
very-
bigger.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was a big fish in a small pond, and she's moving on to the ocean, as it were.
Hmm.
Mhm.
Perhaps we should talk to Talana about it and speak to the matrons about it and see what they think about it.
Yeah. That's my suggestion because, well, to quote to sometimes you just have to force the hand of fate.
Okay. We'll stick a pin in these two as you go over to Talana and start anew. First off, you discuss the option with her, and she is initially reluctant to take on such an important duty. And while the current system of government, obviously exceptions have been made, she did take an oath not to take a family, and it is expected that the High Matrons have a fairly large family to indicate their commitment to the Anubis people. So you can make a persuasion check to just convince her that it's more important that she
Hmm.
helps Elagos and Anubis than the sanctity of her vow to the Reavers. Or you can make a persuasion deception check to try to justify a balance between the two, that she wouldn't really be breaking her oath. There's a loophole in it, and look for it that way.
I mean,
Ah.
I really respect her
Here's the
wanting
thing.
to honor her oath.
But here's the thing: the oath was to the people, the Anubis people. The High Matrons had to have a big family to, what was it? What was that he said, to their commitment to the Anubis people? See? Right there.
Well, the oath that she took was not to start a family.
Yeah. But she is committed to the Anubis people by being a Reaver.
Yeah, but being committed to the people is different than starting a family.
Yeah. But the High Matrons are expected because that's their commitment to the Anubis people.
So I feel like you're trying to fish for the loophole here. So let's have you make a deception check.
Okay.
I
was
cannot.
gonna-
I can't assist you with that.
Okay. Well, do you have inspiration anywhere lying around?
Nope.
Yeah. Well, let's see how this goes. 16 instead of a 29.
16. Okay, well, 29 would be better, but 16 is enough at least for this phase of the challenge. So you have at least talked to her to a point where she is willing to listen to the prospect. At this point, you can either make an insight to try to determine if she even would be a good fit for a position of rulership, or you could make a, I guess, a investigation check to ask her colleagues their opinions on her and see if they believe she would be a good fit.
I am untrained in both of those.
Let's see. Investigation and insight. Untrained. Yes. So both do each one of our own, or we work together? No, we can't.
If neither of you are proficient, then you choose one or the other, and you both roll, and whoever gets the highest is the result that the group will use.
Insight.
I'm
Okay.
better. I'm slightly better at that.
So 18 or 23. Okay, Pip, you know Talana quite well by this point, and you believe that although she has not had the kind of experience that others in higher positions have had, there is a lot of promise to her, and she does not shirk from things that are difficult. After all, she was the one who came all the way from the outpost to the city itself, and made all the arrangements for you well in town, and took it upon herself to meet with the High Matrons to set up the entire meeting in the first place. So she does not shirk from difficult tasks, and she does not let people in power cow her into obedience. So you do believe that she would most likely be a good fit. So another success.
Woohoo.
And at this point, you're going to have to start talking to the other High Matrons about this. It's a similar problem to what the High Patron had, but obviously she took an oath not to start a family, and well, a High Patron can start making his own family pretty quickly. Unless she breaks her oath, she is going to have a little issue there. So you can either try to talk the High Matrons in circles to basically make the loophole to them with deception, or you can make a persuasion check to try to get them to amend the rules and allow the Reavers to start families.
Yeah, I'll go with persuasion here.
Okay.
That's what's it, Kinathis? I think you agree with me on that. That persuasion here would be better.
Persuasion or what?
Persuasion or deception?
Well, yeah, I guess.
So
Alternately, you could make a history check and do a little research beforehand and see if there's any precedent for such a thing.
oh, history check.
Well, hang on a
Really
second.
shit.
Hang on a second. Whisper, whisper, whisper.
Psychic.
If they really have an issue with her quickly gaining a family, why don't, I mean, Nikki went and turned that one into a man, so why don't we go halfway and just make her into a hermaphrodite?
It's not that she can't start a family, it's that she's not supposed to start a family.
Oh, it's that she's not supposed to.
Right.
So that we're persuading to
You can either try to convince the High
Make an
Matrons
exception.
that there's a loophole with deception, do research to see if there's any precedent for allowing Reavers to start families with history, or just talk to the High Matrons and get them to extend the right to all Reavers to start families.
Well, that third one would probably quickly break down the Reavers in general. They would hemorrhage a lot of troops pretty quickly, I would imagine. So let's not do that third one.
Yeah, that's the one with persuasion.
Right.
Let's not do that.
So we got deception and history.
Yes.
I'm good with deception. Less good with history.
I'm not trained in history.
Yeah, you're not alone.
But and what if there isn't actually a loophole, or are we just trying to fabricate a loophole?
You're trying to do like the flim flam, just fast talk, and be like, oh no, it works out fine because this and that and the other.
Oh, so we're lying to them.
Basically, yes. So the DC is higher here than it was for Talana. So 16 won't succeed, but obviously Pip has the chance of getting 29s there if he can get some kind of inspiration or assistance from people who are skilled in deception.
Oh, well, I mean, if you've already rolled.
He has not rolled yet.
Oh,
The
yeah.
16 and 29 were to convince Talana. You guys haven't decided what you're going to do to the High Council yet.
Does Miss Boom have an inspiration way over there?
Why don't we just
No.
can't we just convince them to make an exception for this?
Well, that would be making special rules for the High Matrons, which they're trying to avoid doing since that was one of the biggest. Yeah.
Right.
Well, but here's a question. Here's a question to you, Adjatha. would us looking through the library and history beforehand impede the total success chances?
No, it's just a skill check. These are things you're doing over the course of the 5 days.
Okay, so we'll give the history a chance, and then we'll go with fast talking then, or straight.
Well, I don't like lying to them, as that could bite us in the back later.
Yeah, so let's go with history and read books.
Let
a
us
book, read a
endeavor
book.
to try and uncover if there was a precedent. This has happened before, kind of deal.
Okay, so both you guys make history
Okay, so
check.
question:
Yes.
can we get? Talana is skilled in in the books, right?
No, not really. Being a warlock does not involve
Okay,
reading a ton of books like being a wizard.
Oh, you're suggesting outsourcing the research to someone
No,
who is
no,
better
just-
at researching?
No, I was asking if she
Basically-
had any book knowledge about the city.
Finding
An
it,
advantage.
finding someone who might have talent in that to assist you guys. But unfortunately, your resident nerds are busy with scribing scrolls and throwing woo.
Yeah. Well, let's give this a try.
Well, let's see if we can find anything.
So 2 history checks, please. 19 or 13. Hey, and 19 is
yes.
enough.
Hey.
So, indeed, you do find in the books that there is a precedent for such things. When the Anubis were at war with the demons in the early stages of the initial invasion, they were fighting on the surface, and they were largely cut off from the rest of their main forces down below. And in order to keep their troops up, they had to utilize apparently a variety of chemicals and things to expedite their exceedingly long pregnancies. The chemicals had something of a toxic effect on them, but they were able to produce a fairly large amount of troops in a short order, and they were able to throw back an initial invasion that could have established a demonic foothold in Undermareth. When they returned back to Elagos, they were officially pardoned by the High Matrons as they did what needed to be done in a state of extreme duress. And they had already undergone what they believed to be sufficient punishment in the form of polluting their body with excessive transformative chemicals.
Aha.
So that is a success. You bring your findings back to the High Matrons. They listen in and they admit that this certainly does seem to be a period of extreme duress. And if you believe that Talana is the best candidate for the position, they would be willing to accept her candidacy. However, based on the example you cited, it does appear that the High Matrons from before did expect some degree of punishment for breaking the oath, regardless of how justified it was. They endured a chemical toxicity, and they certainly don't want to subject Talana to that. However, there has to be some degree of punishment levied on her before she would be allowed to start a family necessary to become a High Matron. So at this point, you can either make a persuasion check to create a punishment of your own. You could make an insight check to try to figure out what kind of punishment the High Matrons would be thinking of, or you could make a nature check to just figure out something of similar type to the toxic poison overexposure that the Reavers of old endured.
I would go with persuasion here.
Okay.
We can figure out the punishment.
So, what kind of punishment were you before you roll? What kind of punishment were you thinking of? And that will determine whether you
Well-
get advantage, disadvantage, or a straight roll on your check.
Well, for one thing, Talana, she's pretty big, correct?
Well, all female Anubis are exceedingly tall, ranging typically from 7 to 12 feet tall.
Coolio. So, how about we? Well, what kind of toxicity? So they underwent transmutation and transformation. Wait.
Sorry, what was that?
Wait. Toxic speedy. They drank all the elixirs.
Among other things to increase their fertility, yeah.
Interesting.
I do have 3 bottles of Succubus Delight.
But do we have anything that would shrink her?
No.
Empowered Reducto. Imp Food would shrink. There is a temple salve that they issue for non-matrons, since the females are expected to keep their endowments exceedingly low until they attain matronhood. It's only supposed to be used for genitalia and breasts, but theoretically you could coat her in it and shrink her somewhat.
Ponder. That's the least intrusive and disabling that I can figure out. Hey, Kina, you got anything on your side? Any ideas?
For a punishment?
Yeah, I figured like mutating her smaller, as well as like adjusting some, like proportions on her.
Uh-huh.
She would technically be the runt.
While I don't particularly care, I can't help but feel that there's some ulterior motive going on now.
To what?
To this Talana business. Not that I care in particular, I just notice.
On who?
For you,
On what?
getting your sweetheart up on the council, making her
Oh,
more
no.
towards your size, and giving her the right to make a family.
Well, she already has a family in the making, she just doesn't know it yet.
Somebody need a family? I've got a free womb.
But yes, that would also it's pure win-win. It's not just personal.
If you say so. I don't particularly have anything on me that would really help. I just
Ideas.
for
In terms
punishments.
of ideas.
Ugh, not really. I mean, I have all of these shark teeth. We could punish her by turning her into a shark, or we could punish her by
Well,
making her grow bigger, grow balls, because I have all these succubi drafts. No, wait,
yeah, but succubi drafts don't work on
delights.
if you don't have balls.
Well, no, they make you grow them.
Succubi's delight. I thought you just
Yeah.
made them bigger. You had
No. Well, no, it'll make you grow them as well.
so you just get a sack.
I have 3, which is a fair amount.
Yeah. That would look weird.
I also have an Incubus draft. Give her a dick. I mean, that way she could also increase her household quicker. I feel like putting the super cursed chastity belt on her might be a bit counterproductive.
Yeah, that's not. No, we're saving that for something other.
Well, you have my options.
Mm. So yes, there's well, in comparison, diminutize her, make her smaller, make her the runt of the high matrons. It would be easier for her normal. Out of character, it would be easier for her to move around and to be like oversized in all situations.
Is there something else we can do besides punishing her?
That would have been
It's
the
a
other
punishment.
options provided. So persuasion is to discern the type, to propose a punishment to the high matrons. You could make an insight to, or an insight to try to figure out the kind of punishment that the high matrons would be expecting. Or you could do a, a medicine check to try to concoct something of similar sort to what the initial Reavers endured, but ideally something less aggressive.
So the only thing we really have is the persuasion. I see. Well, unfortunately, I spent my one bimbo look here, so I can't use punish her with that.
Yeah, that would be quite counterproductive. So
Well, my suggestion is give her a dick and balls and give her a better chance at making a larger family, since that is what they want her to do. That is what she's going to be expected to do. So that would expedite things. That's my opinion.
Okay. Pip, is that all right with you, or did you have a different proposal?
like I said, my proposal was, like community, make a smaller, like not give her too big, like assets that she naturally has.
Okay,
She
so
would be literally the runt of the high matrons.
in that case, the two of you will be making an opposed check. If you are within 5 of each other, it counts as a failure. If one of you has over a 16, it will be a success, provided, as I say, you're not within 5 of one another, because at that point you're proposing 2 alternate ideas and downplaying the other and convincing that neither is a acceptable alternative. So, persuasion.
I suppose Cyra has no idea
Ideally,
that.
one of you will roll high and another one will roll low.
So wait, one of us is just going to roll high, one rolls low?
Both of you roll persuasion.
Oh,
You don't want to get close together, and
Okay.
ideally you want one of you to get a high result.
I hope this doesn't actually like. I kind of feel bad now that I'm having to make this roll because I don't want to step on your toes, but I also don't know that you're in a relationship with Talana.
He's not in a relationship with, he just likes her because she's a
Oh.
good warlock.
Pip is in a hard boning friendship. So Cyra has
20.
20,
Okay, so
and let's see what Pip gets. Crit failure.
yes.
Critical.
Okay.
Okay.
So
Well,
she gets a dick and balls.
Yep.
Pip's proposal has some issues with it, which Cyra gladly points out. And
Smaller
as
means
ever,
weaker.
providing one weaker suggestion makes the other suggestion seem stronger in comparison. So they are willing to concede that making her a mixed gender representative would help, as it might encourage blurring the lines between the strict dichotomy that reigns over the Anubis people. And though it may make her something of a pariah being the first one, she would be in a position where that would not hinder her in any great degree. And they believe that this may well serve as a suitable punishment, and indeed, in the end, it may serve as a great advantage for the Anubis people. Okay, and your final task, you've got 4 successes, is to go back to Talana and tell her that she needs to become a Futnari.
Okay.
So you can make a persuasion check. You can make a just to tell her that, you know, it's for the best and, you know, just suck it up. You can make an intimidation check and just be like, you know, you got to do it. We talked it over. This is the best situation, and there's really no other option.
Persuasion.
Or you can
Persuasion.
make a sleight of hand check and just give her a sensual massage and just slip her the potion and be like, yep, now you're a Fuda and you're on the council. Good job. You did it.
Persuasion.
Persuasion. Okay.
Yes, advantage.
No forced TFs for your waifus. What kind of terrible game is this?
The one where it's not a massive, horribly controlled monster anymore.
Yes, sure.
So we're making a persuasion check.
Yes, advantage for once. So let's see if this goes well.
I think we both have the same score. We both have plus 12, so it doesn't really matter.
Yes, but you're
It has a
assisting each
foot
other
for
instead of
her.
opposing each other, so
I suppose it was my idea, so I guess I'll
Do you
roll.
want me to assist you?
okay.
Yeah,
So,
actually, I'm also corrupted, so... Oh, I know.
oh.
31.
Hey, good old advantage. So, yes, indeed, you persuade her that this is the best possible result, and that things might be tough for her initially, but there are plenty of pleasures to be gained, and hopefully it will encourage the males and the females to get on the same page by seeing that there's really not as big a gulf between the two as has been previously built up through the entirety of their history.
So there'll be 2 males, a female, and how many 2 males, a hermaphrodite, and how many females on the council then?
4.
4.
Well,
females.
theoretically. You've filled another spot with Talana, and
Right.
then there is 1 spot left. You can, of course, go back to the
I'm gonna go with
Hedrah
yeah.
and Anissa that you were originally thinking of, if you wish.
Yeah, we'll
Sun
pick
gold.
from one of those. Sun gold. Unfortunately, we've required the short-term benefit of boosted soldiers at the time at this current juncture. But that being said, I'd be willing to help the other one as well with her thing as well, since it does benefit the Anubises much better in the long
well,
term.
unfortunately, you will not have time over the course of this downtime.
Damn. Oh well. Okay. Well, fine. So. I guess
Okay,
we will.
so you're going to do the sun gold path, which means you'll be splitting your sun gold into tiny little pieces. You can either make an animal handling to keep it calm, you can make an arcana check to try to subdue it, or you can make a survival check to just hose it down with calm the entire time and keep it pacified.
Well, I'm trained in animal handling, survival, with a +9 in each of those. What about you?
Okay. I have, let's see, animal handling, nothing. Survival, nothing. And the other one was nature.
Survival, animal handling, arcana, or survival.
I am trained in Arcana, though.
That's the
about
one
you?
I don't have. I'm trained in animal handling and survival.
I have a 10 in Arcana.
I have a 9 in both of the other ones.
Wait, would you get advantage when they come to hosing down if Pip is feeding you potions?
Like what?
Yes, if you utilize concrete resources, I would say you can give advantage.
Yes.
I'm listening.
It would. Yeah, so we got lust drafts, not lust, like not the overly powerful fuckers. And we
Oh, it's
got
fine.
some
Oh,
sheep
well, I
and
mean,
yeah,
okay. Well,
keep
I
it
mean, I
going,
have.
just hose it down.
Fuck that. I mean,
Oh, you got them?
I've got a fuck draft still. Besides, I still have to make
Oh.
sure that I still have to make sure I may have to make sure I breed my elf what's I have her name written down.
Elf waifu.
Cassie. I still have to I have to make sure Cassie has been impregnated because I'm.
Oh yeah, but
Seriously,
you don't need drugs for that.
yeah, but this would make things
You need-
more fun.
Yeah, you got constitution checks out the ass.
Yeah, but this will make it more fun, and it's an excuse to do it.
Yeah. But
I'm using my
right
fuck
now we
draft.
have something. Yeah. Okay.
I'm gonna drink my fuck draft and hose down the goo, the sun gold.
Okay, so go ahead and make a survival check with advantage.
Survival with advantage. 16. Oof.
Okay, man, friggin' advantages. Giving you guys everything
Saving
you
the
need
day
here.
today for
Oh yeah,
once.
no sad advantage here.
Not today.
Okay. So you are going to keep it pacified. You still have to split it into smaller bits for an armor smith to turn it into something usable. So you can either make an arcana check to split it up, or you can make a athletics check to just rip it into smaller portions.
Ooh, I'm really, really good at athletics.
Don't you have like what's it
And
called? Advantage on it?
well, you see, the thing is, if you want me to rip something apart, I'll rage for it and just go ham and just tear and
Yeah, but-
rip and tear and give
Yeah, but
myself
that-
advantage. Athletics is my best skill.
Yeah, but
Alternately,
you're
if you
supposed
have
to
a
rip-
different proposal to split the sun gold into smaller, more manageable pieces.
Yeah, it's called scooping.
It's called what?
Because scooping, it's
Scooping.
literally, we know you make a scoop, like, an ice cream scoop, that has the amount that you need that you make the ingots or the amount that you to create the armor or the sword, and then you scoop while
Okay.
she's passed by come.
Well, goo is not quite as pliable as ice cream, so I would let you make that with a sleight of hand check.
With a sleight of hand check. I'm not very good with sleight of hand.
Neither am I.
How are you with? Oh,
I'm like I said,
So-
Cyra's not a subtle individual.
wait. What if we give the scoop to a raging shark?
Rage scooping.
Yes.
I think that would still be athletics.
Yeah, but think about it. It would work better. It'll be like, have you seen those that speed cut the noodles in Thailand or Hong Kong?
No, I haven't.
They got a big block of dough and they just pick, cut, and they just fling each of them into the water.
Huh.
It's actually pretty cool to see. So for you, it would be like scoop, toss, scoop, toss, scoop, toss, scoop,
Why
toss.
don't you? I mean, you could just give me a shovel instead. That would probably work just as well for her and her size. I mean, I have these huge hands.
Yeah, huge, large, but it'd still be a scoop for you.
Where are you going to get this titanic scoop? I want to. Where are you going to get this giant scooper?
And then
Because I
why
like,
did
I
you
like,
say scooper?
because I like the idea. I actually do like the idea of Cyra wielding a giant scoop, ice cream scoop.
Yes, I know. Let's see. Well, they have to cook something, so let's see if they find a rock. Oh, we dropped somebody. Hello?
No, I got
I mean, I could
Welcome
just
back there.
I could just make an athletics check right now though, and just
Yeah, let's go with that then.
I was trying to say, you guys need a
So
giant
let's-
scoop. Is there a cat girl city around? I bet they have giant scoops for their giant litter boxes.
We're not the Sphinx, Miss Boomer is.
well, I will at the chance to rip and tear something. I will use
With
my
buckets.
rage. I will rage, and I will start ripping and tearing at the goo.
Okay, so athletics check.
Tremendous. Rah!
Big success.
Scoop, 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 scoop.
Okay, so 4 successes, 1 failure. All you need is 1 more success. And you can either make an investigation check to find the best smith in the city capable of forming this stuff into armor, or you can make arcana checks to try to make a mold that any old person can follow in order to make the armor themselves.
Either find
Well-
an artisan or make a mass production mold. Okay.
Yes, or if you have smith tools, I'd let you make a tools check to just do it yourself.
I'm afraid I can't do that one.
What's your investigation
2.
for Arcana 10?
Arcana 2.
God damn it.
I am unproficient in both of those, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, why do I do
Wait, is Talana nearby?
She's
Oh.
doing stuff with the high matrons.
Okay, damn it. Ah, well, it was worth an attempt. Well, do you want me to try Arcana? It's
You
the
have the
highest value
highest.
we've got.
You have the best chance, but unfortunately, I cannot help you unless you want to take some of these drugs I've got.
Drugs? Question
I've
mark?
got this alpha that makes you real good at stuff. Or I mean, there's probably a potion you can take that will make you better at.
Oh, I could take God's meat. Wait, God's meat didn't give on skill
That-
checks, right?
That depends on that depends on which one it is. But I'm sure there's just a potion
the
that you have that gives you better
enhanced
for
ability.
intelligence checks. I don't know, those are all for saves. I mean, you could drink some goblin ale.
Let's see. Enhanced ability.
What does
Ah.
intelligence do?
Enhanced ability. Advantage on intelligence checks.
Oh,
Fox
hey.
honey.
Well, there you go.
God's meat.
There you
Glug.
go. Now you have advantage on your intelligence check. Okay.
Okay, so
Beep.
investigate away. Or Arcana away,
No,
whichever.
Arcana.
Okay.
Arcana way. Because
Arc-
I'm actually trained in it now. Hooray.
Hey, Arcana it up. Oh, big success. All right. With your
Who's the
enhanced
power puppy?
acuity, you're able to set out a design that any old smith could perform. And in doing so, you can then make copies, spread it around to various smiths in the city, and provide each of them with individual portions of the sun gold to avoid the sun gold reforming itself in the possession of a single smith, and start pumping out those that equipment for the Anubis to outfit themselves with better gear for the fight to come. All right, and with that, Matron Terra has satisfied herself as well as the other high matrons, and with your approval, will submit herself, and that makes the last of the high matrons. You have repopulated the high matrons of Elagos. There are 2 males, 1 Fuda, and 4 females, far more diverse than their previous casting in every other iteration of their little theocracy.
Yay.
Hooray!
We have accomplished our mission.
Indeed. And then, yes, Savin is back. So, Savin, you have been romancing Matron Gianna this entire time. How are you with 3-ways?
What do you mean?
Savin.
Oh, saving. Saving in 3 ways. Well, I mean,
Is Savin alive? Gone forever. Okay, well, we'll circle back when Savin comes back. But anyway, so after a week, Miss Boom gets portal back to meet back up with the party. Nikki gets portal back, meet back up with the party. Nikki has finished her training and has a new feat. And Miss Boom has finished her scribing and has a shitload of spells in her spell book. So many options. The option caster. So, the city has somewhat stabilized now that the high matrons have reassembled. the males who were disenfranchised with the large degree to which they were treated as second-class citizens have been somewhat pacified by the addition of the patrons to the council. Additionally, they have used this time to acquaint themselves with the ascendant ancestors and are in the process of learning the various clerical magics that their female counterparts have been utilizing to great success over the course of the civilization. They are going to begin outfitting themselves and gearing up for a war on the surface world, or at least the demons of the surface world, and will await your instructions for when they need to present themselves. They're going to be calling back all of their outposts to the main city and utilizing the Reavers as a guardians for the city just in case the civics attack, while the majority of the armed and experienced fighters are out on the surface world. So the High Matrons have had a chance to divvy up the belongings of Abella's palace. The daughters of Abella have decided that given the treachery that their mother was responsible for, they don't want anything to do with her ill-gotten goods, so her palace will be abandoned. The High Matrons offer this to the party if they wish to come back to Elagos for any reason. They will have a palace of their own.
Hello.
Hello. Doop. The party now has a palace.
Sweet.
The majority of Abella's wealth is, of course, divvied up between her children, as well as a sizable portion taken out for the war effort and to assist those who would have been harmed by the various things that she did. The matrons are going to look into finding ways to strip the curses off of the relics of old, but unfortunately that's a rather involved process, and they will not be able to employ them in the upcoming war. But they do still have the remainder of Abella's fortune, and they will gladly send it off with the party as a means of thanking them for everything they've done for the city, and hope that whatever good may come from the payment here, that it will serve in some small way of compensating them for all of the work that they have done to assist the Anubis in their transitional period. So, each member of the party gains 100,000 gems.
What?
What?
Yes, Abella was filthy rich.
Filthy, filthy, filthy rich.
Sweet
Yeah.
Jesus.
Oh, hey, we can pay off that one person now.
Now we can fucking pay off the. Oh wait.
But bump.
Let me just write in a couple of extra zeros in my inventory and I'll be happy.
Okay, so you're level 20, you have a
Christ.
stronghold, you have a palace, you've got houses, you've got land and servants and allies and children, you've got wealth beyond imagining and the capacity to purchase just about whatever resources you may need, and the time is swiftly approaching in which the world must wage war against the demons once and for all, or succumb to the machinations of Queen Lethice. And oh yeah, the thing that you missed, Savin, was you have been insinuating yourself in Gianna's household with the prospect of bedding her and romancing her.
Yes.
She is deeply committed to her consort Core. So the question then becomes, how are you with three-ways?
I mean, this is Kannan we're talking about. He's down with everything.
Okay, so over the week of getting to know Gianna a bit better and doing the best you can to make her see you for the deep and sensitive soul you are, as well as the massive Minotaur dick that you're packing. You get to know her consort Core a little bit better since you were not with the group when he was around, and he confesses that he had originally lost hope of fighting against the demons and had joined up with them in an effort to try to unite the Undermarith races so that they would help the demons in exchange for all of the buried nations being spared from Lethice's grip.
Oh
But,
yeah, that was him
your-
at the meeting, wasn't it?
Yes, but
Neat.
your predecessors showed them what dedication and devotion and hard fighting could accomplish, and defeated the demons there, threw back their worst, the worst products of their foul factories, and convinced him that indeed the people do stand a chance as more than just slaves of the demons. Are you going to share the fact that you are a demon fighting against demons with Core and Gianna? I mean, the Vasir and what have you know that you're a demon, but they didn't go around telling everybody.
Yes.
Okay. They are shocked at first, but when you explain your motivations and the fact that you are fighting against this, they begin to understand that perhaps not all demons are totally without the capacity for goodness, and that on a case-by-case basis, at least, they're willing to give this strange race a chance. So they will invite you into their bedroom, and neither of them are in such a vulnerable state that you run any risk of obliterating them into a demon themselves, unless you're really going for it.
No, Kannan will specifically make sure that doesn't happen if at all possible.
Okay. Alright, so at last you finally bed the two and have an epic 24-hour marathon as the three of you find just about every configuration you possibly can to experience the fullness of both a loving and committed relationship as well as a brand new, exciting tryst, menage a trois.
Excellent.
Okay. And then the party groups back up, gets all of your various rewards and accolades, and boop boop. We return to the map. You guys have 10 days left. Are there any final things you would like to take care of? Or would you like to begin going around telling all of your allies that the assault is on and coordinate the time
Yes.
for all of your
I
troops?
think
Let's do that.
10 days is. We need to spend that time getting our troops in position. Like some of them are way across the place, like the sheep and stuff. So they need time to mobilize and move across the map. So 10 days. We should probably spend those 10 days informing everybody and get them going.
Are we finally to the end game?
I think
Yes,
so.
we are.
Yes, we are.
Woo!
We're getting them there, but what's the word again? Pip is going to the Bizarre Bazaar. He has a demon bunny wife.
Yes, this would also be the time to say your farewells to all of your waifus if you're marching off to war. Spend a little quality time. Enjoy yourself as much as you can. Pick up any final goods or equipment that you've been meaning to purchase and have not yet. Spend the fabulous wealth that you've just acquired in resupplying your various potion caches and the like.
Yes.
So We won't get onto the actual battle stuff until next session, but we can use the rest of this session to deal with any purchases you wanted to make or any role-playing stuff you wanted to do about your various allies.
I want to find out what happened
so-
to Hedrah.
Well, we'll start with Miss
Okay.
Boom, because she hasn't done anything this session.
Fair enough.
Miss Boom,
Yeah.
what was there anything you wanted to do in the following 10 days of traveling around, alerting all of your allies, and getting ready for the final assault on Queen Lethice?
I'm going to say probably buying more spells and scribing them into my book. 'Cause I don't have enough yet.
Okay, well, you have 10 days and fabulous wealth to do it with, so you pretty much can take care of most of that stuff. Anything level 5 or lower is fairly easy to obtain from the various cities you've gone to. If you're looking for a level 6 or above, it could be more difficult or more expensive.
Unfortunately, I bought pretty much everything 5 and below that I wanted already, so...
Okay, so I guess make a list of the higher level scrolls you would like, and I will tell you how much time and or money basically you're gonna have to throw at it to get those things.
Alright, I will sort through that here in a minute. Feel free to
Oh.
roll on to the next.
Okay. So then third, was there anything that you wanted to do or take advantage of in the remaining 10 days?
I think I want to go stop in at Lumi's at some point and get some skulls put on some stuff.
Oh,
Okay.
That's a good call.
Yeah, now would be the time for upgrading items. Also, if anyone other than third wanted to do feat training, now would be the time as well. You can only get 1 feat per level, and you're already level 20, so third already learned the 1 feat there.
Can you double up on skulls?
No, once an item has
No.
been enhanced, that is as much as you can get.
And we couldn't have upgraded Holiday so she could also put some gears on things and steampunk them?
No, I'm afraid not.
Damn. Okay.
You can't put skulls on Holiday. She's got skulls on everything already.
She's practically made of skulls.
Yeah, that's what we should have done. Oh well. Can I have I put skulls on Valeria yet?
No, you have not, and Valeria is highly dubious about such a prospect to begin with.
Put skulls on Valeria.
Put skulls on not her, but the armor she inhabits.
Valeria is a minor artifact, so
Okay.
you cannot enhance minor artifacts or artifacts.
And she can't get enhancement overcharge then either.
No, I'm afraid not.
Okay. My sword already
not
has.
already +2 armor.
I don't remember.
I think she's already a +2 or +3.
+3.
So,
She's +3.
yeah, you can't.
Okay. She's as good as she's gonna get.
Yes.
My sword, however, Antimony, well, it does have skulls on it. It's only +1.
Okay. Yeah, you could upgrade that to a +2 for 5,000.
Alright, I'll do that. Let's see, what else could I get skulls put on? I could get a skull put on my tongue piercing.
Which tongue piercing do you have?
That is the Aqua Fortis stud. The once per short rest, double the effects of a potion.
Ah, yes.
And I don't know if I want to put skulls on Lolo's affection. I don't know.
Lola's affection customer.
That's the the thigh-high stockings. I think they're thigh-high stockings. As an action, you can like give puppy dog eyes to a target,
But you
and
can
people gain
put
advantage
skulls
against
on
them.
the beads in your ass.
I don't have beads in my ass.
That was Kylie. Kylie had the little anal beads that you
No,
pull out
the
and stuff.
no,
Yeah,
the
the
bead
anal
bombs.
beads of blessing. The what?
No, the bombs.
Oh, they're not
poison
in my
bombs that
ass.
you throw-
That's dangerous.
Oh.
Those are also consumables, so they
Yeah.
cannot be upgraded.
I only got 3 of those left.
So Nikki, Holiday does want to remind you that upgrading items can sometimes change the bonus on the items. So are you okay with that before submitting the
Wait. What does that mean?
It makes the ability more powerful, but sometimes it means the ability changes.
So, oh, for the tongue piercing.
Yes, for the tongue piercing.
What does your
Just wanted
tongue
to make
piercing
sure
even
you're
do?
cool with it before she does it.
Right now, my tongue piercing, once per short rest, doubles the effect of a potion.
Hmm.
And it could just completely change what it does.
Can potentially change what it does, yes.
It's a really good ability, though. We'll try it.
Okay, so 5,000 gems later, and some period of time, she brings it back. It has been enhanced. There is an itty-bitty, teeny tiny little skull carved on the stud. The effect has indeed been changed. Now, instead of once per short rest, double the effect of a potion. Once per short rest, after you drink a potion, all of your allies within 60 feet also gain the effect of that potion.
Which item was this?
That's a tongue stud that Nikki has.
That's pretty good, actually.
That's real
pretty
good.
That's
nifty.
actually brutally
All
strong.
allies within how long? How far?
60 feet.
All allies within 60 feet gain the effect of your potion.
Damn.
Drink a potion of haste and we're in business.
Everyone has it.
And then mass dispel.
Interesting.
And Antimony has gone up by 1 as well.
Ooh, drink some incubi drafts.
Are you sure you don't want? Are you sure you want your 5-foot-long dick to get bigger?
As a centaur, let
Yes.
me tell you,
As
the
a
answer
2-foot-tall
Oh.
centaur.
is emphatically maybe.
It looks like Antimony was already +2, so.
Okay, so don't worry about the 5,000 then.
Yeah. Now I gotta go find stuff to spend this shit on
Indeed.
before we go into the final dungeon where money might or might not be required. I'll just get fully stocked up on potions before we go, probably.
Yes.
Buy
Maybe.
a couple slaves from
Possibly.
the Anastasia.
So because, so spoilers, there's a thing you're going to be doing with your armies and all the forces you've accumulated. And then after you have broken the exterior defenses, you guys will effectively be going into the Pleasure Palace, and that's where it becomes a dungeon. We haven't really been tracking or dealing with encumbrance or anything like that. For the sake of my own sanity, everyone is going to be capped at 24 potions, please. So choose your
Each
favorite
or
24.
total?
24 each, please.
Okay.
So I know Pip has like 8,000, but you guys have enough money that you could just buy a
No.
bazillion everythings.
Oh no.
So yes.
No, I don't have 8,000
Go through
anymore
every store,
because I-
buy
Only
99 of every potion that you can at the
Yes,
end of your
exactly.
Final Fantasy
I
game.
mean, that was literally what I was about to do, so that's probably a good call.
As
Yeah.
someone carrying 19 bottles of preserved magic jizz, I guess I'm good to go.
You may need to just put that in your stash.
No, you can't. No.
No,
That's
I
important.
need it. I need it for things.
I can't season my breakfast without it.
Yes.
You
Oh,
can go
God.
like 2 days.
No way! Your breakfast is cum! What the fuck are you talking about?
Well, yeah, you
can't
season
just
new cum with
season
old
it with
cum.
more. That's not how that works.
No, it's a bowl of Cheerios. You just pour the cum on top instead of milk.
More like a bowl of goblin O's.
They're shaped like little goblin
Which is
assholes.
Jesus.
I would
I'm
say
not
they're
saying that.
probably shaped more like sperm, but
No, it's just a bowl of cum. That's the fact.
No, the goblin O's are shaped like eggs, and then you pour the cum in, and the
Hey.
eggs get larger. See?
all right, there we
Yeah,
go.
they swell up like marshmallows.
Yeah, this works.
So yes. So if Nikki, you wanted to buy potions and stuff, feel free to do so. Was there any other stuff that required interaction or exploration or what have you?
Yes.
Probably
Uh,
nothing.
There is.
We're going
Nikki?
character by character here, so this is for Nikki.
No, I have to remind Nikki.
Oh, okay.
Did you have anything from the mask vendor that you had?
Yeah, my a poison thingy.
Yes. We were unconscious by the fucking mind flayers. Yes. Operation Find Mask Vendor.
Alright.
Oh yeah, both you were reduced to 0, so yeah, you have to go get your masks back.
Go back and rent back the same thing.
Okay. Well, the good news is you guys have plenty of time and ample resources and a fucking airship, so finding traveling vendors is not a big problem for you.
Did the airship ever find Helia?
Oh yeah, you sent her out. You sent them out to do that.
Keep them out of the keep her out of the Phoenix's hands.
Unfortunately, they did not find her. They suspect that the Harpies probably found her and are utilizing her for things.
Sorry, Savin.
Meh.
Hey, Savin wrote the bad end where Helia gets grabbed. He knows what's up.
Yeah.
I'm sure Savin would prefer Helia get captured by Minotaurs.
We're digging up the old dank memes now, son. Oh boy.
Hey, I posted a slab meme on Twitter today, so I'm down for the old memes.
Yeah.
What fucking
and
year is
somebody-
this? Jesus.
Yeah. Somebody posted a control delete miscarriage meme.
Oh,
So I mean, this is ancient times now.
Indeed. Okay, so in terms of the traveling merchants, let me just make a quick thing real fast here, because there are a bunch of traveling merchants, and since you have time, you're able to rediscover all the various merchants that you had before. I'm not sure if there were handouts for all these guys, since they have upgraded their inventories. So let me just copy paste real quick here. You guys have yeah, you've got Azure, got that. Unless you wanted piercing fetishes from Seraph, I assume we'll just skip that, but she sells empowered potions as well. And mask merchant. Okay, so doop 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 and doop doop.
I already have a piercing fetish from her, don't I?
Possibly.
I think so. Or no, was that Naya? I don't remember now.
I think that was Naya.
Cause I've got Seraph in a piercing now.
Hey, teleport is banned, right? Can't
Yeah, no teleport. Short range stuff, only like dimensional door.
Apparently, I do have a fetish for piercing. So
Okay. Well, she's got plenty of additional piercings if you want them.
where is she?
Let me add her to the various traveling merchants as well. Doop doop. Hang on, my mouse just died. I gotta plug it in. Man, I hate cord.
Plug it in, plug it in.
Why do you have cordless?
I prefer cordless. I hate corded.
I could never do like cordless stuff at a PC, like at a desktop. I could only do them like with a laptop or something like that.
Oh, I need it at the desktop. I can't stand having that constant drag on my hand of trying to hold this friggin' thing. Alright. Anywho, okay, so various traveling merchants. You've got McKinnon and Lorna, the male Drider and female Harpy Bards. They sell a variety of empowered potions, as well as some various performance-related magical items. You've got
My
Keys, the
goat would
spider,
like those.
Keys, the Spider Boy. He's a scroll, tome, and smut peddler that Miss Boom has been selling the various holographic magazines to, and he has a variety of small magical items as well. Manasir the Ghost and Mead the Satyr, the various spirits merchants that your buddy the Satyr was buying from to supply the Black Cat bar. And Christy, the goblin shapeshifter, who is in fact actually a seraph in the mountains, with a variety of piercings and fetishes that come therein.
But the remove curse piercing, is that you have to be wearing it at the time, or can you just remove a curse?
You have to have a curse on you. She will put the piercing on you and put the curse into the piercing and then pull the piercing off of you. And then she can use that curse on someone else that she tricks to move it around.
Well, you have to go to her for that. It's not an item buy and use later.
Right. It is not an item that you can hold on to for the future.
Okay.
You have to make the trip to her.
Oh, yeah, it's the amethyst navel ring that I got to summon her. And do any of the fetishes do anything, or?
They give you that fetish.
Oh, that's it, okay.
Yes.
They make the game harder.
Indeed. Yeah, you don't want that vulnerability fetish. That's a big one.
I thought they might have like added bonuses or benefits. But...
No, it's a role-playing thing. Theoretically, if you had fought her in the mountains as lower-level people and lost, she would be applying random piercings to you and giving you those various fetishes. But the party saved the mountains to in-game and just had the one fight against Seraph.
And if you sell your pussy, dick, or breast, get free curse removal.
Yes. She'll take her curses back as long as she gets something in return, such as your genitalia.
I'm okay with the fetish I've got from her, so. In fact, I'm looking for more to satisfy it. But I want them to be beneficial piercings.
Savin Scald's cuffs are that is 7,000 gems.
Neat.
Miss Boom, going through your scrolls here. Let me check to see prices. So 8th level scrolls would be 10,000, 7th level scrolls would be 5,000.
Holy shit.
There are no scrolls of Force Cage that you can find, and there are no scrolls of Mind Blank that you can find. All the other ones you can obtain.
Mind Blank was the one I wanted the most.
It's so strong. You should have taken it when you leveled up.
Well, I didn't like. I figured taking level 9 spells would be the better idea. Welp. So I can afford 1 spell.
You guys got 100,000 gems.
What? I got 8,000. I thought.
We just got 100,000.
Oh.
Everyone in the party gained 100,000 gold as a reward for taking down High Matron Abella.
I clearly missed that one.
What am I gonna do with this
Split
gold?
all of her like stuff amongst us.
So, okay. 8th was 10,000. How much was 7th level?
5,000.
Okay, so Sunburst, Power Word, Stun, come. Was available. Was Clone available?
Clone is available.
Okay, and then I could also get Arcane Sword, Dildo.
Yes.
And Project Image.
Yes.
I should have got Project Image earlier in the campaign. That spell is so useful.
It's a good one. You just gotta be careful about using that around people who don't have eyes to see. Ooh,
Why?
spooky, scary.
Why would that matter? Doesn't
I
it
don't know.
also carry sound?
It's a thing. Don't worry about it.
Oh, okay.
Alright, so you are buying and scribing those scrolls. Nikki, was there anything else you need to take care of, or are we going to go to the next person?
I'll probably just run around and buy stuff.
Okay.
No interaction really.
Okay. Savin.
Yo.
Other than buying the Skald's cuffs, was there anything you were going to purchase, take care of,
Yes.
attend to?
Alright, what's the most powerful healing item I can get? And how many of them can I get?
The most powerful healing item, potion-wise, you mean?
Yes.
Womp.
Be probably like bee honey, or
Let's
Pure
see.
honey.
I know there's one that gives you like the
royal
actual
honey.
like 50 heals or something.
Yeah, pure honey would
Royal
be
honey.
probably the best and easiest. There's royal honey, but that is by special appointment only.
Yeah.
Reindeer milk is seasonal, and queen's milk is highly corruptive. So,
I mean, I don't care
Also-
about that, but
right,
yes.
you still need someone to get it from.
Yeah. So,
That's Lethice.
how much for pure honey, and how many can I acquire?
Well, because Pip and Miss Boom took care of getting the glassworks back up, they make pure honey for 800 gems.
Okay.
You're welcome.
Alright, so I'll buy a shitload of them, pretty much. Let's see. Anything else on this list I need? Survey says probably not. Some Godsmead, maybe? Yeah, enhance ability is really useful.
Indeed.
So, how much is Godsmead going for on the old market?
500 gems.
Excellent. Alright, so having taken care of the buy 999 potions part of the
Lord.
plan.
Are you going like 12 and 12 or what?
It'll probably be more like 10 and 10, and then I'll sort through all the various bullshit I have already.
Okay, fair enough.
So that being said, next thing is we are taking my Minotaur little fuckboys with us to Lethice. So before we go do that, I'm going to try and see if I can find better weapons and armor for my Minotaurs.
Okay. So all of your allies are going to be bringing their weapons with them. You can get basic equipment from like the player's book from any of your allies. If you wanted anything remotely resembling masterwork or higher quality equipment for them, you would have to check with one of the peoples that are not going to war, which, taking a quick look through your allies,
The elves, maybe? Just set up a trade deal with them?
elves potentially, Taladra has lots of stuff like that, and no one was able to convince them to go to war. I mean,
So yeah, I think the elves are our
yeah.
best
Ants
bet there.
potentially. You guys have never really met those guys. Goblins potentially.
Yeah.
So
Well, let's try for the elves first. That's the easy, obvious choice.
okay.
Just try and drop a fat wad of cash on their doorstep for enchanted weapons for all of my Minotaur foot soldiers.
Okay. You'll be able to basically buy +1 weapons, generic magical things for all of your dudemans for 1,000 each.
How many Dudemans do I have?
How many are you bringing with you? You bringing like the entirety of the Minotaur force?
Yes.
Okay. In that case, let me consult a little chart dealy here. I was working on earlier today. Minotaurs. You are looking at 80 Minotaurs.
Okay. I will churn through the math on that, but I will probably end up buying that. So final thing would be to check in on Noltits down in the desert. See how
Okay.
that turned out.
Well, I'll just tell you before you take the trip down, when Fen made the wish to go to, or to become a Goblin Queen, it brought all of her allies with her, which included Cyra, and
Oh my
then
God.
Cyra was teleported back to Anubis land, so she was just sort of spying to investigate what was going on there. They were ultimately found out during their spying with Charybdis and Cyra. The queen.
I think you
of
mean
the-
Hedrah.
You sent Cyra and Charybdis.
No,
No,
to-
we sent Hedrah.
Actual Hedrah
Hedrah,
went there to reclaim
Charybdis.
her birthright.
Hedrah, Charybdis, and one of the shark Amazons went down there.
Yeah, it was the actual Hedrah
Oh.
Prime who went.
Okay. Okay. Well, yeah. Never mind then. No one was. Well, Cyra was taken with Miss Boom, but I guess Hedrah was still there.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I guess at this point, we'll just do a little behind-the-scenes rolling to see how Hedrah's thing happened.
Oh God.
Do.
Hey, rolling's good. Apparently, Zero would have been found out.
Cyra would have been found out. She's got Z-cup tits. How can you not?
She's a little hard
True.
to miss.
True. Hedrah got transformed back into like what you looked at the campaign start, so she's
She's
more
got
subtle.
A little
Somewhat.
bit.
She just moves in private now.
Yes, she's back to mooing only in private.
Yay, no face.
No, that I said at the beginning of the campaign, so she still has her human face, which is the important thing.
Okay.
Is she back to
After
corruption?
a collection of opposed secret rolls here, I am looking at Hedrah is presented with an ultimatum. She will be allowed to take control of the Knoll camp as the successor to them, provided that she never leave the Knolls again. She has a lot of commitments everywhere else, and a lot of waifus that would not necessarily be treated perfectly well with the gnolls. Unfortunately, her efforts at trying to reform them or to make them into less of a nomadic attacking species did not go over that well, and that's why it ended up as a join us or get out forever situation. So, as Hira's former player, Savin, it's up to you. Would Hira prefer to retire at the Knoll camp and lead the Knolls for the rest of her days, or forsake her birthright and retire to Taladra with all of her waifus and what have yous?
I mean, there's a chance she could still reform them later.
Possibly, but that will not be in the scope of this campaign.
Exactly.
Yes.
God, that's a hard question.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, alright, we're going full princess route. Let's do it.
Full princess.
Gonna stay?
As Hira shall become Queen of the Knolls.
Hira shall become Queen of the Knolls.
What the fuck?
That was weird.
What was that?
Whatever you're trying to do
It's
isn't
gone
working out.
Full Satan. That's interesting.
It's his headset. And when it disconnects, it fucks everything.
It was like straight up like voice modulator Satan voice.
Yeah, it sounded like something out of a horror movie, just a little bit.
That someone had just stolen someone's daughter and was about to get a whole speech about having a certain set of skills. Okay. So, that takes care of Hira, and Savin just has a few more little number crunchy things to take care of. So, boop boop. Kinathis. Last minute things.
Yarhar. All right. Well, first off, I will buy a couple potions, some shark teeth, some pure honey, a couple bee honeys, and reptiliums and foxberries to cover my really bad saves. Nothing taking me above or really near 25.
24, but yes.
24, right. So I'm clear on that. I'm going to buy a couple of bimbo liqueurs because I want to, because I'll use them later. I need them for things.
Don't ask.
Like corrupting gods.
Don't ask, don't tell.
Kinathis is going to pull the rest of the
Sophia.
party turns into bimbos and all serves the great, glorious, giant-dicked shark overlord.
Kinathis, don't you even try. I will activate my once per long rest to inflict it on everybody in 60 feet.
That's okay with me. I've already drunk the bimbo liqueur.
Bimbo shall inherit the merit.
I already am a bimbo.
Oh, man.
This is why I need Mind Blank to protect me from this shit.
No, that's not what I wanted for.
Don't worry about it. Anyway, so yes, stock up on potions. Anything else?
I'm going to get, while on the Anastasia, I'm going to get my tattoo finished.
Indeed.
And then I'm going to buy I'm going to buy a pair of storm cutlasses and a sadist's leather for Zara, my grandma, to outfit her for battle, because Minerva and Lyra are outfitted already. Actually, what is Minerva? What is she?
She's a Sharpie.
She's just a Sharpie. I feel like she casts spells, but I don't know.
You mean like class-wise?
Yeah, like what is she? Like, yeah.
I don't know. You wrote her. You tell me.
Okay, well, fucking okay. Well, fine. She's a fucking okay. Fine. Well, okay. She's an Eldritch Knight, like fucking Lyra, because that's what she was. She was in when I made her.
Sure. There you go.
Okay. Well, fine. Okay. Well, all right then. Then I will need to get her equipped real quick. I'm going to get nothing over.
Hit the lottery. Time to buy cars for my whole fam. By cars, we mean Apache attack helicopters.
Oh, where's that thing? Where were we just at? We were just at
Elagos.
Elagos. I will buy the Sacred Silver Charge Lance for Minerva. And I'll give her, I guess, the Gong of Polished Bronze as a shield for her.
Okay.
Yeah, that seems pretty nice. That should probably be good for her to help her out. And how much are silver eggs?
Silver eggs. Thanks to, once again, your party members for getting the glassworks up and running. You are indeed able to buy silver eggs from the glassworks, and those go for 500 gems.
All right, I'm going to buy a couple. I'm going to buy like 5 of those. And
Okay.
can I get some, like, they're not on this list, tiger shark teeth.
Not on what list?
They're not on the potions list. There's shark teeth, but I've gotten tiger shark teeth in the past.
Tiger
Can I
sharks
get
are
some
Fudos.
from my sharks? What? They're just not on the list of potions.
Yes, because no one sells those. You have to get those from tiger sharks.
Oh, well, I'll just get them from Zara then. Because I'm going to
You'll beat 'em
try.
up and pluck their teeth out.
That's not how that works. So I'm going to get some silver eggs, and some tiger shark teeth to cover my bases. So I'm gonna become a dragon shark. Dragon shark. Ah, sounds like fun. That sounds cool. That sounds cool, right? I think it does.
Third, it's very easy. Go up to Tiger Shark, punch him in the mouth, pick up teeth.
Ah,
Silver eggs also cast stone skin on yourself, so that's pretty good. So, other than that, there's really not much Lyra wants to buy. She does want to feed Cassie one of those bimbo liqueurs.
are you going to wait and save that for celebration after the battle's over, or do it now and excite yourself at the thought of a fresh bimbo waiting at home for you?
I mean, that's some pretty good motivation there. You know, I think I'll do it now and give myself something to look forward to when I get back, when the battle is over.
Okay. So your elf balloons into the massive bubble butt, huge-breasted, large-lipped, long-haired, bimbo, dreamboat elf that so many smut mags have led you to believe is the natural state of all elves.
Well, of course it is. Yeah. Why would they? They wouldn't print lies.
They wouldn't. In fact, Miss Boom has been documenting nothing but the truth this whole time.
Yes.
Of course. That's why they call me Honest Boom.
And I guess I'm going to just eat these silver eggs and tiger shark potions. I'm gonna try and become a dragon shark because that just sounds cool.
Okay. A dragon shark.
Dragon shark.
Okay, and silver eggs are extremely potent, so you get the full collection of transformations in one go. You gain
wow.
horns, scaled arms and legs, and a big old dragon tail where your shark tail used to be.
Now, see, that's the one part. I want that back. I want that shark. I want my shark tail back. So I'm going to drink the tiger shark potion.
And in the authentic CoC experience, you keep save scumming until the transformation does not get rid of the one thing you want.
Basically.
Until, yes. So there you go.
Excellent.
You will
So now,
eventually get your tail back and keep your whatevers.
dragon shark is go. Ha. Oh. I'm gonna look at Thrash. Thrash has been hit by, is like the way he is because of the demonic corruption, right? His temperament and his borderline craziness.
Yeah, pretty much.
Could he get fixed by Holiday?
No, she can't fix that. Kind of crazy.
Okay. Okay,
Yeah,
I wanted to check.
You would need someone capable of taking care of those kind of things, like Naya, or if you guys had ever found Alexander, you could have had him do that
Wait,
for you.
We could have found him?
Yes.
He's... Oh. I thought he wasn't even real.
He is very real. And
he's
he,
alive.
unlike the rest of the fetish cult, was not corrupted. He's the
Oh.
literal white knight
Oh,
hidden
shit.
in a realm of corruption.
Oh. Well,
So he's
I
just...
thought that was Naya, the champion.
Naya the
he's-
champion is the new white knight. This is the old white knight. Say it's the passing of the mantle.
Man. If Naya
So
actually
Alexander's
found
just
out that he-
around somewhere?
Yes, he was
Shit.
somewhere waiting to be discovered. The party never went there and never found him. Not to
Oh.
worry about it.
Where was he?
He was in the bog.
Where was he?
Wasn't he?
He was in the bog, yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
The one place,
in
like-
the world we never went.
Yeah. Like, we never even went into the swamp at all.
Yeah, I mean, our stuff just never took us anywhere near there.
Oh boy.
It's true.
I mean, we
What's
always
that
could
you
have gone
say? We're
there.
gonna detour to a swamp? Okay.
No, you
That's
guys
too
already
late now.
said this is in game, so it's in game. Next
He's
session.
already moved.
Yeah.
He's gone somewhere else.
All the loose plot lines
alright,
have
well.
tied up one way or the other at this point.
All right,
too
well,
bad.
I'm going to, Then in that case, I'm going to, you know what? I'm going to go get some, since I'm going to the tower anyway, I'm going to try and get some skulls. Now, I'm hesitant because this is a really fucking great item, but could she put skulls on the basilisk's eye? The piercing that makes it so Cyra takes no damage from friendly AoEs.
Could change the effect.
It could
I know,
change the
that's-
effect.
I know, that's why I don't want to really, that's why that's why I don't know. Because
I
it's
really
already
wouldn't.
it's such a great effect.
It's always going to be a more powerful thing, but it might not be the exact same thing.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty great. I don't, maybe I shouldn't. It's pretty great already. Yeah, no, never mind. I'm not going to touch it.
Okay.
Mark. Oh, come on. You piece of shit. Oh,
You just saw that.
you son of a bitch.
Reads the line of markers.
Now, I might regret this because it could change the effect. But we're going into the end game. I might as well go whole hog. Can she upgrade the the armor nipple piercings that I've got?
Again, she can potentially upgrade that, but there is a risk that it will change the effect.
Change the effect from giving me crazy huge armor
Potentially, yes.
into something more powerful.
Something more powerful, yes.
Well, I've self nerfed it a couple of times already, and I've got a boatload of hit points. So why not? Let's get those piercings. Let's get some skulls on those piercings.
Okay, and we'll find out what that does next time.
Okay.
Keep you in suspense.
I guess.
Okay. Was there anything else?
Nothing merchant wise. I will give Lolo the invitation. I will say hello to Lolo and give her some nose rubs while I'm there. And I'll tell her that pretty soon we're gonna go, bring the fight to Lethice finally. And if we win, I'm going to be sticking around the lake for a while because I'm basically going to be the queen of the lake. If you want, you could always come by and join me there.
Well, she appreciates the invitation, but she's very, very busy since Lumi is still working at the Tower of the Phoenix. Everyone has had to work twice as hard. But she wishes you luck in the fight and tells you to shoo away all those nasty demons.
Oh, I'll be sure to. All right, well, that's basically... Oh, there was one other thing. I want to go to the Sacred Glade and pick some peaches before we head off into Doom, because those are going to be really useful, I think.
You head to the Sacred Glade. There is but a single pure peach growing on the tree.
Just
Without
one.
Minerva taking care of it, it does not bear the same crop that it used to.
Damn it. All right, well, I'll take it.
Okay.
That'll still come in use.
Okay.
That's
And
basically
I
that.
think that's everybody except for Pip. So once Hedrah gets back, we can wrap things up here.
Yay.
In that case, I do have one quick thing. I'd like to get some skulls thrown on my Bridget's Burning brand, which is just a little flame tongue, but it brands people.
Okay. She, as always, says, just to let you know, things could change around. You okay with that?
Yep.
Okay. So when she hands it back to you, it is returned as before. The brand now has an alternate function rather than targeting an incapacitated or willing creature and become branded with the name of the bearer. When you brand a creature at 0 hit points or a willing creature, they become a slave to you as if dominated by the spell.
Ooh, I like.
Wow,
Big butts, and I cannot lie.
it's pretty strong.
Does that just last indefinitely?
As per the spell. So
Okay.
anything that disrupts Dominate can disrupt the branding effect.
I mean, I'm pretty sure Dominate has a time limit on it too.
So you
Right.
just have to keep branding them.
Okay, well, it sucks for them.
Yeah, well. Just keep on going. When the Dominate ends, the brand vanishes, so you just reapply it.
Alright, so you just get branded once a minute.
Well, I mean, or willing, so the whatever Dominate lasts what, like
A minute.
Dominate lasts a minute?
Yeah, I mean, Dominate Monster lasts an hour, but Dominate Person is 1 minute, yeah.
If you
Oh.
cast it at a higher spell level, it'll last longer.
Yeah, I guess if it's an 8th level spell, iteration's 8 hours.
I see. Okay, well, give me some time to rework that then. I thought Dominate lasted longer. I was thinking of something else, I guess.
No, it's not
And
like OD&D where it lasts forever.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
Pathfinder in 3.5 was a day per spellcaster level.
I think it was an hour per level.
I mean,
I'll look.
in OD&D it was like up to and including forever, literally, so...
Yeah.
That's how
It
it
has
should
been
be.
nerfed considerably in 5th edition. So
Probably for the best.
Third
I'll
was
get
right,
you-
by the way. Was a day level.
Wow.
I want an army of thralls, damn it.
Should be a thrall card.
Mages are OP enough without getting into psionics. I might restrict psionics in Mage Punk to NPCs only.
Oh, but what about what's her butt?
She retired, it's fine.
Aw. She was too
Okay.
floaty for that campaign setting.
Oh, wait, your character. I was thinking of Kinathis' character.
No.
Yeah.
Lol.
Okay. And,
cross later.
then we will finish off with Pip here. So Hedrah, all of the preparation stuff you would like to do. I believe you said the first thing you'd like to do is head to the Bazaar and give a little one-on-one time with Demonic Bunny Waifu.
Yes, Pip will actually propose to her to make her a real wife.
She is shocked and pleased to see that you've returned to your mortal form once again, and immediately followed up with a proposal. She gasps in surprise, and with tears in her eyes, she lunges forward and embraces you and says, yes, of course she will.
Excellent.
And puppy
Wow.
wedding! Yay!
That was unexpected.
Didn't you see the picture posted in CoC&D?
When?
A little while back.
Yeah, that's it. Let me scroll up here. It's above the cat bar. but
Oh
it's
yes,
above
I see.
Yeah.
That's adorable.
Adorable.
I shall repost because make it easier to find. There you go.
Yee.
Indeed.
And it's safe for work, so I can just pull that up here.
Hooray!
Yep.
Enjoy stream.
Okay, so Pip is getting married in the morning. It's a long time away. Anything else you need to take care of there, Pip?
Yes, it's gonna be potion inquiring and mask inquiring.
Potion
Or not,
explosion.
acquisition. Acquiring.
Gotta click
Not
those
inquiry.
marbles. Okay.
Yes.
Were there
So-
anything in particular you had questions about, or is it just buying a bunch
Not
of?
inquiry. Like I said it's wrong. Not inquiring, but acquiring.
Yes. Okay. So you're just going to acquire all the various stuff. So unless you can think of anything else, we'll go ahead and call the session.
Auto
What's that?
coitus interruptus.
From where?
Sandstone merchant. Finer things.
Do. Yes. Bottle of coitus interruptus. Okay. 6,500 gems.
Okay, I deduce that. Deduct that. God damn it, what's wrong with me? I deduct that from my pile. And let's see. I will also show now Demon Bunny Girl wife the fat cash.
Oh, stacks on stacks on stacks.
Indeed. She knows that Pip's loaded on for future endeavors.
Indeed. Pip can set her up, make a doghouse to be proud of, make an honest woman of her, and the two of them can dream of ancient Eldritch vistas and the comfort and knowledge that your patron, Elder One, is one that you helped to raise to such a height rather than a thing from beyond time that is as inconceivable as it is hungering and furious and capable of devouring your entire essence in a mere moment of whim.
Indeed.
Hooray!
Good. And I'm gonna check with the Holiday if she can put skulls on my belt.
Okay, what's the existing effects on your belt?
Strength core changes to 20. Advantage save versus spell effects that would alter your form. Iron Claw Sass, Alagast Merchant. Fight knots.
Ah, yes. Well, she can. As always, she warns you. It might change the effect of the belt.
Okay then.
You're okay with that?
Well, we'll see. If I'm not,
But
much I can do about it.
Yes, this is a one-way trip. Okay, so you hand her the belt and 5,000 gems. She gets to work, and when she returns the belt to you, it has a slightly changed effect. You are immune to effects that would change your body. However, the belt now provides you with a -2 to your constitution.
Ah. Okay.
Your body is rigid, inflexible, and incapable of dealing with the kind of injuries that it once was capable of absorbing.
Ah. But then I will get a piercing. I know there's a piercing somewhere. Where the hell was it? What's not the Bazaar?
The basic piercings are Taladra.
Tell in Adjatha.
Yes, so you can gain +1 Constitution and -1 Wisdom with an Onyx piercing, if you wished.
Yes, lower my wisdom score.
Always. Many wisdom saves. Just waiting for you.
Hey, I have a question.
Sure.
You can't stack the same stat milestones, correct?
No. You cannot. If something gives you a bonus to a whatever, that's the bonus you get. Yeah, you can't load up on like 18 Ioun Stones of plus whatever.
Yeah, that's it's like all goes to like wisdom, just boost it.
It's just a solid halo of rocks around you.
Enter the iris. No, but seriously, but I can get one for +2 Constitution.
Yeah, you've got a vendor that sells Ioun Stones. I believe that's in DS.
DS, yes. Let's see. Iron Stone. So it's 2,500. Okay, and then I will start calculating out all the potions I'm gonna get.
Okay, and yeah, you can just buy those at the whatever normal prices. All right, so we will go ahead and flip the script back to the lobby here. Doop. And party lost Sun Gold Mother, but no problem there. And they equipped their dudes, got some good stuff, and we will pick up with the next session. And just cards on the table here. The next session is going to be a pitched battle with all of your forces against the demonic forces. So it'll be similar to the thing we did in front of your stronghold. I've changed the rules a little bit to make it a little easier and included all of the references right on the screen, so there won't be as much looking stuff up, and it should be a little easier to handle. And then from there on to the dungeon to take care of Lethice once and for all. So good job, everybody. Everybody was doing the good stuff, and we'll load you down with inspiration here.
Woo.
Did a good job here, and we will see whether the party is ultimately triumphant, or at the cusp of the moment of their victory, they were all condemned to gay baby jail.